trumpet sound in the dedication. Heathen defile with their lies and abominations. Prepare for war, gather round for the dedication.
Remember the law, kingdom is ours. Dragon is raw, he coming for all. Nations gon' fall, get ready for war. Strong in the Lord, and if I fall, then pick up my sword, you killing them all. Blood on the floor, get ready for war. Rah, rah, 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 get ready for war.
This is the day we prepared. The time is coming, you scared? Pass me the sword of the hand. I do me in blood everywhere. Father, teach me your ways before the Lord takes you away. Told me be bold like a lion. This is a war, somebody dying. Never give up, never give in. This is a fight, we're destined to win. Strike the enemy, aim for the head. Pay their eyes, I'm down again. Hit him again and again, again and again. I can't show no mercy. The people we gotta defend, give them 100%, gotta be worth it. I know that you're listening. You must remain humble and disciplined. You must keep the hunger and vigilance and execute punishment vengeance. I'ma supply when I'm older. Know that the time's getting colder. Pushing this weight on my shoulders. Get light with the sword of the host. Remember, my avenger, you're a fighter, a defender. For your father, a contender. For the body and his numbers. Lessons you teach, I meditate. Until we walk through heaven gates. I'm ready to fight, won't hesitate. For the Lord, my life, I'ma dedicate.
Dedicate, then you will elevate. Remember your Father in heaven, no surrogate. Sharpen your sword on the stone for in heaven. Remove all that leaven, get ready, don't hesitate. We in the battle, skedaddle or detonate. Remember your stock, get it poppin', then decimate. We are the sons of the prophets, no featherweight. Built for this battle, revive what they desecrate.
I'm ready for war, ready to bloody my sword. Ready to kick in the door, ready forever. The devil been bringing, I seen that you did it, I'm ready to soar. I'm packing my Bible, got everything with me. I willing to give me, I heard you before. I gotta put in this work for my people. There I ain't, cause I'm ready to war.
You ready to roar? Ain't for his head. Nah, it ain't dead if his blood isn't shed. Bet he gon' pay for the day when he begged him to raise it. He race off our faces instead. Woo! Fire from heaven, no threats. Edom gon' need him a rest. Sword through his crest. Call her relieving my stress. We end in his name nonetheless.
I am a son of a leader. I'm trying to part me a Peter. I heard what you said, but these demons ain't ready. I don't need a mic, I need readers. Ready to battle whatever, whoever can get it. Let's look at what Bishop he needs. And pull up and beat up the block, cause you know that this how many heathens can never defeat us. We are the leaders.
Wait, hey, boy, you gon' have your day. Swinging and slinging that sword. Better remember that it cut both ways. Better fix your face, cause this race ain't cake. Yeah, be humble, don't step out your place. Your patience possessing your soul. Remember, don't focus, the king on the way.
The king on the way, and I can't wait. All of these heathens gon' vacate. We coming with vengeance, so Lord put up evidence. We giving new meanings to May. They pull up and shut up whoever is tripping. Submitting my victim with scripture. They give them the business, no kidding, I'm ready. Ready ain't nothing, I'm petty. I'm slicing up better than Nettie.
Remember the law, kingdom is ours. Dragon is raw, he coming for all. Nations gon' fall, get ready for war. Strong in the Lord, and if I fall, then pick up my sword, you killing them all. Blood on the floor, get ready for war. Rah, rah, 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 get ready for war.
Prophets hit the streets with no shame, man. Teaching all our people with the same thing. Nobody can run up with the vain thing. We preaching to the people what the word say. Cause it's the law. We gon' stand tall, pray we never fall.
like some parakeets, I'm ride or die. This is not poker, I'm going all in, ain't nothing new. They killed me once, they gon' do it again. How about now, don't make me walk it down with the prophecy. Young prophets building an army, molding like pottery. Bible in my bed like a stick, can't fit it in my pocket. Weapons now I come, no, we building up in the city. On the cell with my chest, ain't no flex, they know we got next. Better come correct, laws on my mind, I can't second guess. Pushing precepts, pushing P, my foot up on the neck. Lose 14, 23, we in a project.
Prophets hit the streets with no shame, man. Teaching all our people with the same thing. Nobody can run up with the vain thing. We preaching to the people what the word say. Cause it's the law. We gon' stand tall, pray we never fall. We gon' hold the line, we gon' count the call. This the children's bread, this ain't me for dogs. We gon' always win, ain't no loser draw.
It's going down in this thing, yeah. Can I get a reader crowd loud in this thing? No, I don't need a speaker, lost sheep on my hoodie. In my hood, I had to feel it's the law. What we teaching, what your pastor say don't keep. Luke 4:17, I'm a prophet, watch me prophesy. Open up the book and read it, Revelations 2 and 9. Hotter than some fish grease, now they wanna kill me. Own me, they wanna call me like I wrong see. Told me what they call me, but I'm Kente. Blood on my back from the real when it beat me. Power, what he gave us, how he made us spiritually. Yeah, it's wartime, I'm a soldier.
Prophets hit the streets with no shame, man. Teaching all our people with the same thing. Nobody can run up with the vain thing. We preaching to the people what the word say. Cause it's the law. We gon' stand tall, pray we never fall. We gon' hold the line, we gon' count the call. This the children's bread, this ain't me for dogs. We gon' always win, ain't no loser draw.
I am the son of a God. I got a power with God. I am the son of a God. Prince of the power with God. Prince of the power with God.
Lines like the iron dome evading missiles. Laugh now, cry later, all shits and giggles. Wicked gon' perish when them arrows whistle. Used to throw pistols, but now it's post pistols. 16-11, hold 12, I'm a shooter. Keisha left red from Ruder to the tutor. My dream give you nightmares like Kruger. How you the Jews with more Germans than Ruger? Like Samuel, I'm a bear of bad news. Little booze couldn't two-step in our shoes. IUIC in your mouth, those our views. Concentrate on your camp like the false Jews. Snub nose of God, Bible my weapon. Officer of this lane, classes in session. Fire with the scripts, answering questions. Reloading ammo and getting these lessons.
I am the son of a God. I got a power with God. I am the son of a God. Prince of the power with God. Prince of the power with God. The prophets ain't playing no games. We taking your glory and fame. We putting your nobles in chains. This kingdom is falling in flames. Lion of Judah, he cannot be blamed. Promise your life will not be the same. Pull up in clouds, you know we gon' rain. You better bow, don't look in my face. Two-edged sword and blood he gon' bathe. I am your God and you're a disgrace. If he praying for grace, he think of my face. Hidden history you try to erase. It's a mystery, our image deface. We God's infantry, stay in your place. I am the son of a God. I got a power with God. I am the son of a God. Prince of the power with God. Prince of the power with God.
Shalom. Welcome to the Natives Hour, home of the 10 tribes. I'm Officer Dunn, and to my right,
Officer Asadiah.
Officer Jair.
Officer Jonah.
Officer Jokanan.
Hey, y'all, we're going to get it in tonight. Let's pull up that thumbnail.
That's
See
right.
what the topic is about tonight. So as you can see, the title is Puerto Rico, right? America's sovereign territory. So we're going to actually go into a little history on how the Spaniards came, conquered, the land, our people, and basically America, when America rose to power after Spain, they basically took over the territory. And we're going to pretty much talk about how Puerto Rico transitioned into what it is today. It's pretty much a poor country. They've been fighting for their independence, but was never able to get it. So, again, Puerto Rico, America's sovereign territory. Let's pull up sovereign and see what the word sovereign actually means. We're going to read number one, and then we're going to read the adjective for number two.
Sovereign, noun, a supreme ruler, especially a monarch.
So a supreme ruler, let's read on.
Adjective, possessing supreme or ultimate power.
Possessing supreme or ultimate power.
Bring
so
it out.
America's sovereign territory. So America possessed supreme or ultimate power over what we call Puerto Rico today. Right? Because that's what the Puerto Ricans understand. The Puerto Ricans today, they have no revolutionaries. They pretty much is a conquered people, right?
Bring it out.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Judah. After you had that wave in the 60s and 70s when you had the young lords and the brown berets, the white man come in, he give you things, he make you feel like you good, you all good in the hood, and then you stop wanting to fight for your people.
Bring it
out. Her name is AOC, Alexandria or something Cortez. She's like a senator, and she's Puerto Rican, but you don't ever hear her talk about fighting for Puerto Rico.
Right. I don't hear anybody really talking about standing up for the Puerto Rican people. Let's get that first video, as a matter of fact. Let's pull that up.
Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, IUIC Denver. Get this shared everywhere. Appreciate you, Nate. Make sure you, boom, right here where I'm at. I'm too close. There we go. Donate to the Booster Club. All right.
This first video is going into the history of Puerto Rico. Let's play.
The year was 1898. The Spanish Empire was in decline. Across its colonies, revolutionary movements were rising, fueled by promises of freedom and independence. The United States entered the fray under the pretense of liberation. The spark, the explosion.
So revolutionary movements was rising during this time, fueled by freedom and independence. This was during the decline of the Spanish Empire. All right. Play on.
The USS Maine in Havana Harbor. It provided the United States the justification to declare war on Spain, claiming it was fighting to free Spain's colonies, including Cuba and the Philippines. Puerto Rico, another Spanish colony,
So
was
basically, America stepped in saying we can help. Right? We can help give you your freedom. We can help give you your independence. But as we play on, we're going to see exactly what happened. Basically, power transferred from Spain to America. And the people, the so-called Puerto Ricans, which is actually from the tribe of Ephraim, which are Israelites, right? They became now a colony of America.
Dang. So you saying it's just a different slave master now?
Just a different slave master.
Damn.
All right, play on.
up in this conflict. In just 10 weeks, the United States emerged victorious. The Treaty of Paris, signed in December 1898, marked the end of Spanish rule in the Caribbean. Spain ceded Puerto Rico, Guam, and the Philippines to the United States for a mere $20 million. Puerto Rico, once a hub of Spanish culture and commerce.
Right there. Even though Spain was at its end, on the decline, America still gave them $20 million as a sweet gesture. You know, that tells you they all on one accord.
Then that's actually like even more clear. It's just like slavery. It's like Puerto Rico was on an auction block. They just bought them.
Right. Well, they basically gave them $20 million. They didn't have to. They was on a decline. They didn't have to give them nothing.
It was a sweet gesture, like, hey, I appreciate you playing ball, brother. Go ahead and take this for your troubles.
Right. Your time is up. It's our time to rule now, basically. But we still gonna give you $20 million.
Just to be nice. It's takes a little 20. Takes a little 20 right here. You be all right.
Right.
Yeah. Officer, also, they did the same thing to Panama and Nicaragua.
Yeah, they did that too. Yep, all the islands, right. All the conquered people, the colonized people. They did it to them all. Play on.
In the Caribbean had become an unincorporated territory of the United States. Puerto Rico was a valuable acquisition for the United States. Its fertile soil made it perfect for growing cash crops like sugar, coffee, and tobacco. Its strategic location in the Caribbean positioned it as a key military outpost to protect U.S. trade routes. But this so-called freedom from Spanish rule quickly became a nightmare for Puerto Ricans. Puerto Rico wasn't liberated from the Spanish. It was simply handed off from one superpower to another.
From one slave master to another. Play on.
Day, Puerto Rico belonged to Spain. The next, it was transferred to the United States in a quiet ceremony. No vote, no consultation with the people who called this island home. And just like that, Puerto Rico became a pawn in a global game of power. The US government saw the island as more than just land. It was a resource, a sugar gold mine, and a strategic military base to exploit. Puerto Rico's land, labor, and culture were reshaped to fit American interests. The first blow came with the Foraker Act of 1900. This legislation granted the United States full control over Puerto Rican politics. The U.S. president
they gained full control over Puerto Ricans' politics. Play on.
Governors who often didn't speak Spanish and had no understanding of the island's culture or needs. These governors treated Puerto Rico like a business venture.
So they put puppet leaders in place, right, to oppress and suppress their own people.
Bring it out.
Sort of like the time of Pharaoh with the taskmasters. Play on.
Prioritizing U.S. economic interests over the well-being of the island's residents. When the United States took control of Puerto Rico, it quickly recognized the island's potential as an agricultural powerhouse.
Then at this time when they took over, Puerto Rico was a agriculture powerhouse, meaning they operated off farmland, farming, animals, plants, and so forth.
Because that even goes into the name, Puerto Rico, rich port. Like, the island has always had tons of resources that when the white man found out, he was like, yo, I'm finna take that.
Right.
Officer, to your point, Puerto Rico had a lot of gold. So they started getting all these people to do the encomienda to do into the gold mines, and then became a sugar. Sugar came worldwide producer.
Right.
And tobacco.
Right.
Bring it out.
Right, we're going to go into that. You're right. Play on.
Land was perfect for sugar production, and soon companies like Domino Sugar began buying up vast swaths of Puerto Rican farmland. By the
what is it?
Domino's.
Domino, that's that yellow bag of sugar.
Yeah, that's
yellow and white.
Yeah, that's what Officer Yakanan was going into about them being a sugar powerhouse.
Right. So they start buying up a lot of the farmland, and we're going to see that they end up owning over 45% of the land. But remember, at this time, there was an agriculture powerhouse, and we're going to see how they transition into a industrial powerhouse. But go ahead, play on.
Let's go.
1920s, sugar was king. Nearly 45% of the island's arable land was controlled by U.S. corporations, effectively turning Puerto Rico into a plantation economy. But while these companies reaped enormous profits, the local workers saw little benefit. Laborers toiled long hours in grueling conditions, often earning just enough to survive. For the Domino
Sugar, this was slavery. right? They worked the farmland, sort of like Judah was in the land, farmlands here picking cotton. They was there, in the sugarcane fields and so forth.
Right.
The coffee fields. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, what year is this?
This 18 something.
Okay, so this
the late 1800s.
Late 1800s.
That's like sharecropping then. That's the same thing. Yeah, essentially.
So what you're saying, officer, is so-called Hispanics was enslaved too. Just
Yes.
like so-called African Americans.
Yes.
Same slavery.
The Israelites,
Same
we all went through the same thing. Play on.
Company and its counterparts, Puerto Rico wasn't just an island, it was a gold mine. The profits didn't stay in Puerto Rico. They flowed to corporate headquarters in the mainland US, fueling industrial growth and consumer
So they
goods.
used these colonized islands in the Caribbeans, right, to fund their industrial industries in the United States during this time, right? Because we know America became an industrial powerhouse at the time.
Bring it out.
So they had all kind of equipment, right, to replace slaves during this time. Play on.
Goods that the average Puerto Rican couldn't afford. Meanwhile, Puerto Rico's economy became increasingly dependent on a single crop, leaving it vulnerable to market fluctuations. As the 20th century wore on, the sugar boom began to fade, but the scars it left on Puerto Rico's economy and society endured. A once diverse agricultural economy had been reshaped to serve foreign interests, leaving many Puerto Ricans trapped in cycles of poverty. And yet sugar wasn't the only cost Puerto Ricans bore under US rule. For many, the true price of colonial exploitation would be felt far beyond the fields and factories. Overnight, their local currency was devalued and replaced with the US dollar, wiping
So they
out
devalued their currency even more, and it was replaced with the US dollar. Damn. Right? And as we continue to watch this, we're gonna see that the people is gonna eventually get tired of this, and that's when the uprisings start to begin. Play on.
nearly half of the island's wealth. Laws were passed requiring all goods to and from Puerto Rico to be transported on American ships, a policy that sent prices soaring for Puerto Rican consumers. Meanwhile, efforts to erase Puerto Rican identity began in earnest. Spanish was banned in schools.
So here we go again, efforts to erase the identity. Same thing happened with all the Israelites tribes. What you got?
Was that Psalms 55 and was it 20 something?
Are you drawing first blood?
Yeah, I'm drawing first.
Come on!
Because the video started off talking about how they was trying to liberate them, right? You know what I'm saying? Because Spain was oppressing so much, they come to save the day like America says they do. Go ahead.
55 and 20?
I believe so. Yeah.
The book of Psalms, chapter 55 and verse 20.
Let's go! Smooth and better.
Verse 21. Yep. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Because that's what America does. They try to like get in other people's business by trying to play hero, saying I'm here to like save you or liberate you, or so on and so forth. Go ahead.
But war was in his heart.
When it says war is in his heart, it's meaning they might say something, but their actions show something totally different. It's not, they're never doing something to help the so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. They're always trying to exploit us, whether it's the land, whether it's our people. You know what I'm saying? They're never trying to do something good for us. They're always trying to exploit us, and that's an act of war. Because once they get some type of power, guess who loses power? Us.
Right. And also, efforts to destroy our identity is war. Like we couldn't speak our language anymore, right? That's a act of war. It's always been war on the Israelites.
Bring it
right?
out.
We couldn't our last names changed. They gave us names. That's another way to destroy our identity. The educational system, the media, and so forth.
Bring it out.
All right, but we're gonna get more into it. Play on.
Public institutions. Students were forced to learn English, a language spoken by less than 10% of the population at the time. What began as a transfer of power quickly morphed into a systematic effort to transform Puerto Rico into a dependent colony, economically reliant on the mainland and culturally disconnected from its roots. But for
they
the United
completely disconnected them from their roots, which is something the Spaniards had already done anyway. But they made them completely dependent on the mainland, which is the United States. What you got?
I was just thinking, like, that's like a double disconnection. Because, like you said, Spain already disconnected them from the native languages, native dress codes, a lot of the things that they were doing before contact, European contact. America just doubled that. They're like, you can't even speak Spanish no more. You got to learn English. That's crazy.
And historically, that goes on. Like, that's how Northern Kingdom has always been treated. Because Assyria come in, they take you away from your land and your language. And then you got to go into Babylon. Then now you a Greek. Now you a Corinthian and a Galatian. That's how Northern Kingdom has historically always been treated. Even to this day, you try to come to this country and speak Spanish, they're like, no, you better learn the language. And now they're just like, we finna kick you out anyway.
To this
Right.
day.
Play on.
United States, Puerto Rico wasn't just about sugar and labor. It was also a critical military asset. By the early 20th century, the island was dotted with U.S. naval bases.
So as you can see, it wasn't just an agriculture powerhouse at the time, but it also was a for the U.S. military to use. So
Bring it
strategic, I guess, landmass for the U.S. Military.
Right, because they had Cuba right there. And Cuba was communist, and so they needed, they had Russia. Russia was inside Cuba. So in order to prevent Cuba, because, you know, like...
Well, that was later.
Right.
But, yeah.
They look at, you know, the white man, he looked forward. He looked ahead of time.
Bring it out.
Yep. So, go ahead. What you got?
Officer, to your point, you know, in Puerto Rico, they have the biggest satellite. So Puerto Rico is situated outside the Caribbean. So it's like a military point where, you know, if anybody came from like Europe or Africa, they would be able to detect it before they come to America. That's why they picked Puerto Rico too. And they try a lot of bombs and they left a lot of waste that destroyed Puerto Rico. The island called Vieques and Culebra. That's the two islands they destroyed the military. Then they destroy all the resources from there too.
Oh, okay. Yep. Let's play on.
Fueling stations, cementing its role as a strategic foothold in the Caribbean. In
So they had a
1970.
military strategic foothold in the Caribbean. Beings. So that was another asset for them to having Puerto Rico as a U.S. territory. Play on.
The United States is preparing to enter World War I, and it needs more soldiers. Just in time, Congress passes the Jones-Shafroth Act, granting U.S. citizenship to Puerto Ricans. On the surface,
So even though Puerto Rico was a U.S. territory, they wasn't citizens. They wasn't American citizens.
Bring it out.
So they used World War II as a tactic, right, to recruit or draft so-called Puerto Ricans in the army to fight in World War II, like the same thing they did to Judah, the so-called Black Americans, right? Their promise was to give them U.S. citizenship.
You know, it's crazy. I ain't never even think about Puerto Ricans being in World War I, because they'll show you like
World War II.
This 1917, right? Yeah.
World War I. Sorry.
Either way, I ain't never thought about Puerto Ricans being in any world war. But that makes sense because they usually take our bodies and let us be cannon fodder, but they'll give all the heroic deeds to the white man. Oh, cannon. Damn, you're crazy. Hey, not these smart people right here. They know what cannon fodder is. Cannon fodder is just the people you put on front line to die. And that's how they treat black people. They put us up front and they allow us to die. That's how they did us in Vietnam. That's how they did us in the Iraq war and Afghanistan. That's how they gonna do it us in this upcoming war.
Right, play on.
it sounds like a gesture of goodwill. In reality, it was a strategic move to draft Puerto Rican men into the military. Thousands of Puerto Rican men were drafted to fight for a country that continued to treat their homeland as little more than a colony.
No, that was all in his mouth. That was wild work. Keep playing.
Right.
war. More than 20,000 Puerto Ricans had been conscripted, many sent to fight in Europe under the US flag. Yet back home, their families lived in dire poverty. Puerto Rico remained an unincorporated territory with no voting representation in Congress and no control over its own destiny. The island's location in the Caribbean made it a critical military outpost. Fast forward to World War II, and the United States established massive bases like Roosevelt Roads and Fort Buchanan, transforming Puerto Rico into a hub for naval operations. While these bases bolstered U.S. security, they brought little benefit to the local population. Farmlands
So
were
they
seized.
created more military bases, all right, because they fast forward to World War II now. Now they got more military bases in the Caribbean. Now they also, after World War II, they seized more farmland. All right, play on.
For military use, displacing families and deepening poverty. The wealth generated by these installations rarely trickled down to Puerto Rican workers. Amid this exploitation, a powerful resistance movement began to take shape. At its
So
forefront
here's when the resistance started to take place. Play on.
was Pedro Albizu Campos, a Harvard-educated lawyer and the leader of the Puerto Rican Nationalist Party.
Just keep playing. Keep going to 8.
Albizu Campos called for nothing less than full independence from the United States, rallying
He
thousands.
called this movement was calling for full independence from the United States. Play on.
To his cause. But what lied ahead for Puerto Ricans was something no one could predict. How would they fight for their independence? And to what extent would the United States government go to suppress Puerto Rican uprisings on the island?
All right, that's it. So as you can see, they continue to exploit, suppress, oppress, continue to take farmland because we got to remember Puerto Rican was an agricultural superpower. So as they took more land, right, they took that land and they put military bases on that land up until the time of World War II, right? It was after World War II when they started to really focus in on Puerto Rico.
Bring it out.
Y'all got anything?
Yeah, let me get Jeremiah chapter 21 or 22 and verse 13. It's crazy the similarities, like when you see, you know how the scriptures say judgment is a ring. The similarities between like Ephraim today in Puerto Rico and Ephraim in the past in the land, like that's essentially what Assyria did when they conquered Northern Kingdom the first time. They used that as a strategic military post to fight against the Egyptians. It's the same thing the white man does going into the different Latin American countries and using them in order to steal the resources and fight wars against Russia and China. Go ahead, read that. Verse 13. 22 and 13.
Jeremiah chapter 22 and verse 13.
Let's go.
Woe unto him that buildeth his house by unrighteousness.
Because that's how America was built. It was built off the killing, the raping, the stealing of the land from Native Americans, the taking of so-called African Americans, the tribe of Judah, and taking the land from the tribe of Gad. And now we see taking the land from the tribe of Ephraim, taking their resources. Go ahead.
On.
And his chambers by wrong.
Come on.
That useth his neighbor's service without wages.
Without wages is taking the land and forcing the people of the land, because like Officer Yakanan brought out, that's the same system that the Spanish came with the encomienda system. The United States did the same thing. Have them work their own land, pay them less than minimum wage, way less than minimum wage, so that they can't even feed their family, but still make them bring their own resources back to us. Read.
And giveth him not for his work.
Because it's stealing. By any other name, it's stealing. They stole from the people of Puerto Rico.
I hate it here.
Right. They stole the land. They stole their culture, their
resources,
identity, their resources.
The mind of the people. Because now you got people like AOC or people like, what's the dude? Geraldo Rivera,
which we're going to get into all of that.
But
we're
you got
show you how they destroy it.
Right, exactly. You got the folks that like their mind ain't even for their people no more. Their mind is white now. You stole their mind.
Message.
Let's get that second timestamp.
Rico, Albizu became a pivotal leader in the island's struggle for independence. As head of the Puerto Rican Nationalist Party, he championed the belief that Puerto Ricans should control their destiny, free from foreign domination. His fiery speeches and unyielding vision inspired thousands to take up the cause.
¡Levantémonos! Sobre todos nuestros propios vicios. Nosotros no somos ni mortales, ni divinos. Y tenemos que aquí en paz, aquí donde el enemigo sembró toda su corrupción. Yo puedo decirlo con autoridad porque yo me levanté y me crié aquí. Y no falto a la verdad, que aquí hay que hacer la lucha de la depuración. Aquí hay miles y miles en esta tarde, quizá la multitud más grande que se ha congregado por muchos años en Ponce, a quien tengo el honor de dirigirme en esta tarde. Y con los que hay presentes, se puede hacer no solamente la emancipación de Puerto Rico, sino la emancipación del planeta, si tenemos aquí el espíritu de valor y de sacrificio.
Hey, Officer Yakuna, give us a little insight on what he's saying.
Come on! Yes, sir. He's talking to his people. He's telling them that being conquered by United States, that was not a way of living. That he got the spirit of revolutionary. That that people got to come out of the state of mind of they use serving these white men, and then he's tired of it, and he want to do something about it. He wanted people to raise up and stop serving these people.
To rise up against oppression.
Yes,
right.
Against oppressed, because they was getting, on those times, they was getting 4 cents an hour. So where equivalence now is $1 an hour right now. That was, if you equivalence that time to this time, it's $1 an hour. So Puerto Rico was a cheap labor, and they had a lot of businesses of United States just come there and take all the land, the tobacco, the sugar cane, and it was exploiting these people, and he got tired of that.
Right. So he encouraged them to rise up against oppression.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's play on.
Albizu Campos was instrumental in organizing strikes, protests, and uprisings, most notably the Ponce Massacre of 1937, where peaceful demonstrators were met with brutal force. His leadership galvanized the island, but also made him a target. Through his tireless efforts, Albizu reinvigorated Puerto Rican nationalism. He was fluent in multiple languages, a brilliant orator, and a steadfast advocate for the rights of his people. But his most enduring accomplishment was his ability to unite Puerto Ricans under a shared vision of independence, planting seeds of resistance. But
so he united the island of Puerto Rico under a shared vision of independence.
That's right.
Right? That's what he was able to do. They did not like that. It's sort of like IUIC today. Our bishops, are able to unite the 12 tribes of Israel, right, under a shared vision that's in the Bible, right, to bring us back to who we are according to the Bible, under the Black Messiah, Jesus Christ. They don't like that. Here's what happened to those leaders during that time, as we're going to come to find out. Play on.
Science came at a price. The U.S. government labeled him a radical and arrested him 1936. Albizu Campos.
This was his first time that he was arrested in 1936. Play on.
Endured physical and psychological abuse, but he remained a symbol of resistance for the Puerto Rican people. He was eventually released in 1947, getting out after 11 years in prison. To crush the independence movement, the U.S. government unleashed an unprecedented campaign of surveillance and repression. One of its most sinister tools.
So there you go, campaign of surveillance and suppression. All right, now it's going to talk about one of his most sinister tools here. Play on.
Program. The Carpetas program created secret files on over 100,000 Puerto Ricans suspected of supporting independence.
So if you were suspected of supporting independence, if you are suspected of supporting the 12 tribes of Israel, who you are according to the Bible.
Message.
Right? They created secret files, thousands of secret files. Play on.
Infiltrated communities, tracking activists' every move. People lost jobs, were blacklisted,
Right there.
or faced
Lost jobs, blacklisted.
Come on.
Right? Now, why did they do that? Right? They did that to put fear in you, right? So you can think, damn, I'ma live. I can't make money.
Right.
That's the tactics that they always use during
Bring
that
it
time.
out.
Right. Just like I think also has to, you said it earlier about bring down the edges. It's about judgments like a ring, because they're doing the same thing to us now. IUIC now. You know what I'm saying? They track us. Don't think that if you wear a purple shirt, you go to camp, that these people don't know who you are.
Don't think if you watch the videos, if you come
Right.
to the Sabbath, if you have at any point picked up your Bible and was like, hey, Jesus ain't white, that they are not watching you.
And they're gonna do the same thing. Brothers gonna lose their jobs.
Because it wasn't just the actual people who were in the resistance movement that they kept a file on. They kept a file on anybody who was thinking about it.
Supported it.
Right. So if you at any point think like, hey, I don't think it's right to kill black people. I don't think it's right to lock up so-called Mexicans or Venezuelans in ICE detention centers.
Right.
I don't think it's right to steal Native American land.
Right.
They got to file.
Right.
You a
They
threat.
just reading the Bible. What's wrong with that? They got to file against
Yep,
you.
I got you. Yep. You was in the comments saying, hey, this looks good for the community. They got
Right.
you. You like the video. They got you.
This you? This your account right here?
We seen you. We know we got the metadata. We got you.
Damn, metadata.
Yeah, metadata.
Damn.
Officer, to your point, the FBI was the one that do the carpetas. Carpetas was a file that they did in everybody. They put, they see if you was cheating to your wife. The FBI will listen to your conversations. They will try to look for anything that you insane to get something against you. And they used to keep files, and they used to persecute you if you have anything to do with the national movement, which it was Pedro Ibizu Campos.
Right.
To him.
Not
Even if
used
you
to.
was in the Bronx, you can be in New York.
It's not
Right.
used to. It's today.
Right.
Yes.
You don't think the white man can
Right.
see everything you do.
Right.
They look at you when you walk out your house. They watch. This got a camera on it. Your smart TV got a camera on it. Your laptop got a camera on it. They watching you.
To this day.
I no block.
Right. Let's play on.
intimidation for even associating with the Nationalist Party. This systematic harassment fractured families and communities, instilling fear across the island.
So this broke up families, right? They didn't have jobs, they didn't have money, right? It fractured communities, right? They put the people against each other, right? They sparked fear, so they put people. You had people who was with the revolution. You had people against it because of fear. Like, I don't want to associate myself because now they thinking, oh, this is going to happen to me. Play on.
Spirit of resistance couldn't be extinguished. On October 30th, 1950, the Nationalist Party launched an armed uprising to liberate Puerto Rico. The revolt, known as the Jayuya Uprising, was a bold but desperate attempt to overthrow U.S. control. The insurrection was a cry for freedom, but it was met with overwhelming force from the United States. They declared
Look at
martial
that.
law.
Look at that. Pause and go back.
Right. Men, women, and kids.
That's no to the little kids, bruh. Come on, stand in spirit. Look at this. You can take us off the screen. Look at this. They got the women and the kids. That mean they don't care. That's how it say in Deuteronomy 28. Neither young nor old. They don't give a damn.
Right. Anything to spark fear, to put down the revolution. Right. To make you not want your independence.
The white man gonna fight to make sure he stay in power. It's only black people
Right.
that think they can get along with everybody. The white man gonna fight for it.
Right.
Hey, and this is crazy to see the fact that they doing this in Puerto Rico, meaning this ain't even black and Hispanic unity yet. This is only one tribe. You understand? So just that gives you some insight on how much they're going to come after us when we all 12 tribes united. This is one tribe that's trying to bring resistance to being conquered, and they go into these measures to stop them. So
Bring it out.
go ahead.
Say, as we brought out in previous Natives Hours, they've done the same thing in Venezuela, same thing in Nicaragua,
Bring it out.
same thing in Panama. They did the same thing to Marcus Garvey, like Officer Yakanan had brought out. They did the same thing to Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. They gonna do the same thing to us.
Right. Play on.
Martial law. Jayuya and surrounding towns were bombed. One of the
So
few
as you can
times
see, they bombed the island. They bombed the island of Puerto Rico, which was quote unquote a U.S. territory. But that's not the only place they bombed. They bombed what is it called? They bombed Panama first of all.
They bombed
but they
Nicaragua.
bombed Black Wall Street.
Yeah, Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Tulsa, Oklahoma.
They bombed Philadelphia in the 80s.
Right.
The movement.
Right. They bombed us multiple times.
Come on now,
right?
dog.
To stay in power, right? And to prevent us from having any, what you call it, autonomy?
Exactly, that's autonomy.
Or any
self-determination, sovereignty, independence. They wanted us to have the mindset of a slave, to stay a slave, to be afraid to want freedom.
Message.
Right? And a lot of people are still in that mindset today.
Dumb Christian apologetics who think God, for God so loved the world is talking about the white man. They think the Jew and the Greek is talking about the white man, that care about everybody but themselves and the evil that's happening to they people.
Bring it out. Officer, it wasn't I will vote for Donald Trump over there in Puerto Rico.
I will vote. No, that's
Yeah.
Cuba. No, that was Cuba.
Cuba.
It's always going to be Manasseh.
Yeah.
I will vote.
But
for Donald Trump.
Yeah, but Trump is doing the same thing to Venezuela. Right now he got like a lot of military power in the Caribbean. He's trying to attack Venezuela. He's trying to do the same thing he do to Puerto Rico.
Right. Play on.
Has deployed airstrikes on its own soil. Thousands were arrested and they crushed the rebellion within days. Albizu, though not present in Jayuya, was swiftly blamed as the mastermind. Albizu was arrested for the second time on October 30th, 1950.
This time they silenced him for good. As we're going to see.
Hey,
he was arrested for the second time, right? What?
That's great. I wanted to say, because about the Albizu Campos, that's the name, right?
Yeah.
Pedro Albizu Campos.
Pedro Campos. That brother was smart and very intelligent. And I saw the captains bring it out on the Avengers podcast about how the white man knows how to misdiagnose black people so that he'll leave us in the hood with quote unquote ADHD and all type of mental disorders that we don't really have, but they put that on us. But he also knows how to find the really smart ones. And so because this brother was very intelligent, spoke many different languages, I was looking at, he was a lawyer, he had all these different things going for him, he was able to galvanize his people and put them together and be like, yo, the white man can't, that's why the scriptures say oppression make a wise man mad. So the white man knows, he's learned over time, like, I can't leave these smart brothers in the hood, because then they're going to find out they're the Israelites, and then they're going to want to start putting all the people together, and I can't have that.
Yeah. Right. Play on.
Of sedition in a trial many deemed unjust. His courtroom defense was as fiery as his speeches, denouncing the proceedings as a colonial charade. Despite his protests, he was sentenced to over a decade in prison, marking the beginning of a harrowing chapter in his life. In prison, Albizu faced...
Look at it. Look at it. They tortured him in prison. Right?
They did him like Gaddafi.
Right. Not only that, they put him under radiation experiments and things and such that matter. So play on. So let's see.
The white man, the devil.
Conditions designed to break him. He was subjected to solitary confinement, denied medical care, and exposed to radiation experiments, an allegation that remains one of the most controversial aspects of his imprisonment. His health deteriorated, but his spirit remained unbroken. From his cell, Albizu became a symbol of resistance, his suffering embodying the colonial oppression of Puerto Rico.
Okay, let's get what is political power. Let's pull that up.
Hey, officer,
What
real
you got?
quick to this brother's fight, because you think they could have just killed him. They could have just killed him in prison, killed him before prison, you know. But it was like, it's like to the white man, it's more valuable to have you come up out of prison and denounce the fight so everybody else can lose hope. Like, that's really what they was hoping for. It's more power. That's what they want versus just to kill
break
you.
him.
Like,
like Nelson Mandela.
Exactly.
That's how they did Nelson Mandela.
Yeah, and the fact that brother stayed strong speaks volumes. That's motivation to all of us.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Inspiration.
Right?
Yeah.
And again, if we're inspired, that's gonna keep the fight going. I think it was in the Maccabees, right? They were trying to have that brother eat pork or something like that.
Swine.
Eliezer.
Yeah. And they said it doesn't even have to be swine,
Yeah.
but just make it look like that so they can see it.
Right.
They know when we have someone to look to, like a person of hope. If we get that person to turn, it's gonna change the whole culture of the movement.
You mean if a black Messiah would rise up for us to look at?
Right. Message.
All right, let's pull up that. What is political power?
You're gonna have to do all the zoom in because I can't see. Yeah, get rid of those ads. I hate ads. Speaking of ads,
right.
like, share, subscribe.
All
IOIC Denver.
All right, so let's blow that up and let's look at that.
Oh, that's good.
We're gonna look at political power first.
The definition of political power. Political power refers to the authority or ability to influence and control the actions and policies of a government or state. It is the capacity to shape decisions that affect the entire community or body politic.
Okay, that's the definition of political power. It's the authority or ability to have influence and control the actions and policies of a government or state. It is the capacity to shape decisions that affect the entire community. And now you're going to stroll down to sovereign political power. What's sovereign political power? Read that.
Sovereign political power describes authority that is absolute and independent within its designated area. Within its specific limits, this power operates without needing approval from or being subject to any other authority recognized within the constitutional system. Its decisions cannot be prevented or overturned by any another power.
So that's sovereign political power. They're not subject to any other nation or anybody. Sort of like America. All right, now let's look at subordinate political power. Let's see what that is. And then from there, we're going to read, let's just read that.
Subordinate political power refers to authority that, while operating within its own sphere, is subject to some degree of external control or oversight. This means there is a higher constitutional power that can prevent, restrict, direct, or even cancel its actions.
Right? So they have to answer to someone else, basically.
Right.
That's what Puerto Rico, the island of Puerto Rico, is, a subordinate political power. Right? They can't do anything on their own. Now, let's I wanted to give one of the examples. Let's go down to simple definition now.
Simple definition. Political power is the authority held by individuals or bodies that perform state functions, allowing them to influence the activities of the government and public. This power can be sovereign, meaning it is absolute and independent within its designated limits, or subordinate, indicating it is subject to control by a higher constitutional authority.
All right, so that is the subordinate power that the island of Puerto Rico have.
Bring it out.
Now with that, let's get the next video and the first timestamp.
And that's the thing, because when you see with IUIC, we teach the laws of God because we are an organization. We're setting up God's government on earth. So our political power is the keeping of the commandments. That's how you get true independence, you so-called Puerto Ricans who are from the tribe of Ephraim. You come back to your nationality and keep God's laws.
I think that would be a theocracy.
That is a theocracy. Yes. God rule.
God rule.
Come on.
Let's get that first video. Let's get that video with the first timestamp.
The story of Puerto Rico is one filled with U.S. imperialism, exploitation, and secret surveillance by the FBI. It explains how the U.S. asserts its power with no regard for the locals of a country, and how it will do whatever it takes to stay in control. But it's also a story of unwavering resistance to U.S. colonialism. Take a look at this. It's the New York Puerto Rican Day Parade. What do you notice? Maybe the hundreds of people waving, wearing, and dancing with the Puerto Rican flag. So can you believe that in the 50s, waving that flag meant risking up to 10 years in jail or a massive fine? It was part of US efforts to suppress independence movements on the island.
Right? So they couldn't even wave the flag, the so-called flag that they have today. Right? If you were involved in any form of independence, then you were against what the superpowers wanted. Like they didn't want you to have no independent mind state.
They wanted you to stay a slave state.
Stay a slave. They did anything to maintain that power. Right? We might as well pull that scripture. They ain't care if you were old or young. Let's get that Deuteronomy.
Let's go.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 49.
Bring it out.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
So the Lord brought this nation against us, right? Which was the Spaniards, then the Americans, which are both Esau. Edom. Read on.
From the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth.
So they came from Spain, right? In America, we know is a branch of the British, which is, what is it, England, right? Play on.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Like they didn't understand the Spaniards, they didn't understand their tongue, nor did they understand the tongue of the Englishman when they came. Read.
A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
So they was fierce. America, as they explained, they didn't care what they had to do to maintain power. They didn't care if you were old. They didn't care if you were young, kids, because we seen in the video, right, examples how they round up kids as well.
And our people are stupid because they think this white man done changed. The Bible said that this is how this man rolls. So to think that in 2025 that he ain't on the same timing, you are seriously mistaken. He gonna be on the same time. You see on the same timing with the ICE detention centers. Puerto Rican, you might think just because you Puerto Rican and they not rounding you up to take you back to the island because you're a quote unquote territory, that it won't happen again. They'll do you the same way and snatch your kid up and beat him up.
Right. And we can see examples of this being carried out in Gaza today as well. So play on. Let's get the next timestamp.
Colonialism in Puerto Rico involved the exploitation of the island's indigenous people, the Taíno, and
they were the
enslaved
Taínos, right? They are the Taínos.
That's
or
right.
The tribe of Ephraim, right? But they got rid of that. Play on.
Africans brought there to mine gold. If you've ever heard a Puerto Rican refer to themselves as Boricua, it stems from the Taíno word Boriquen, which is
also Africans was brought there as well to mine gold. But Borica comes for Puerto Rican, right? Which means what? Play
Taíno called Puerto Rico. But after a brutal war over
real quick, because I didn't explain it. Borican, it means brave Lord. That comes from the Hebrew.
Okay.
So Borican is a Hebrew word because we were speaking Hebrew on this side of the world.
Play on.
century ago, Spain gave control of Puerto Rico, Guam, and the Philippines to the US, expanding the US empire. Unlike the Philippines, Puerto Rico never gained its full independence from Spain or the US. Instead, it's one of the oldest remaining colonies in the world. And the US has done a lot of work to try to hide that reality, like calling it a territory, a commonwealth, and even a protectorate, or making Puerto Ricans US citizens, which some historians believe was a disguise to force Puerto Rican men to join the military before World War I.
It was a disguise. Not some people think, but we seen clearly it was World War I and World War II. Play on.
Or passing the gag law, which made it a crime to even mention independence or the overthrow of US rule in Puerto Rico.
The purpose was not only
They actually made it a crime to mention independence. If you were to say the word independence, it was a crime. Right? Just like if you, one day it's going to be a time where if you say the word you're an Israelite, it's going to be a crime. Right? If you try to teach something out the Bible, it's going to be a crime. And as we play on, we're going to get more into the COINTELPRO and what happened.
Do you mind if I grab a quick
Go ahead.
Isaiah 10. Because like you said, this white man, he crafty. He's slick with it. He's slick with his words. Even to make Puerto Rico, to call it a territory or a commonwealth. No, call it what it is. It's a slave state. You've made it a slave state so you can take all the resources without giving any benefits to the people there. That's what that is. So just like in that time where you couldn't mention Puerto Rico or mention the word independence, like Officer said, it's going to come a time where you can't say I'm an Israelite from the tribe of Ephraim or from the tribe of Gad or from the tribe of Issachar, from the tribe of Judah.
Officer, to your point, they call it now anti-Semitic.
Exactly.
So you can't say, Christ is black. You can't say we are the Jews. That's what's happening now.
Bring it out.
Just look at France. It's already happening.
It's the same thing. Watch that. Go ahead, read.
Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees.
The unrighteous decree is we're coming in here and we're taking over the land. All these resources have to come to us. We're not going to make you a state. We're not going to give you any protections, but we are going to take all your resources, and you can come fight for us, I guess. Come on. You can die for us. But don't talk about no independence. Go ahead.
Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed.
That's grievousness, because in your mind, this is my land. This has been my land for thousands of years. I've been here since Cyrus said I could get up out of the Persian Media. But you come over here with your whiteness and your funkiness, and now I can't even call myself by my own name. I can't even be free to use my own sugar. That's grievousness. Go ahead.
Right. Let's play on.
Repress what was at that time a really explosive independence movement, but to also, through incarceration and repression, to shore up the vote for this new colonial arrangement.
This colonial arrangement Marisol is talking about is Puerto Rico's current status, a commonwealth or free associated state. Under this arrangement, Puerto Ricans living in the U.S. can vote for the U.S. president, but those on the island can't. To make matters worse, those living on the island have no say in Congress, which has full control over them, and they heavily rely on U.S. imports. The Commonwealth status has ensured that the U.S. looks after its own interests in Puerto Rico, rather than doing what is best for Puerto Ricans.
Because we are a territory, we are treated as second-class citizens.
For years, the U.S. persecuted, imprisoned, and even killed independence supporters, going as far as carrying out one of the longest targeted surveillance programs on U.S. citizens by the U.S. government. It was secretly carried out by the Police Department of Puerto Rico and the FBI's COINTELPRO.
So now we're getting into COINTELPRO now.
Damn.
How they expanded to the island of Puerto Rico. But their FBI director, J. Edgar Hoover.
And that goes to show you, because I don't know, you probably don't have that picture, but J. Edgar Hoover, you should have the picture. It should be on the computer, but I ain't going to do that. Basically, no Negro unity, meaning what? Puerto Ricans are black. The Puerto Rican, Ephraim does a good job of knowing they black, because they got a black grandmama. I don't know what's wrong with Simeon and Manasseh. Ephraim be like, no, I'm black. I'm light-skinned, but I'm black. But that goes to show that's that Negro unity, not just amongst so-called African Americans, but all throughout Latin America, on the reservation, in the ghetto. That's Negro unity that he's talking about, that he's like, no, cut all that. No black Messiah.
Against Negro unity, right? in independence is Negro unity.
Because if at any point you get another compost who has some common sense and he come down here and he get with Malcolm X or Martin Luther King and they pick up that Bible and be like, hey, this talking about us, that would be bad for America.
They wanted to also prevent the rise of a Messiah.
Black Messiah.
Bring it
Right,
out.
that was their main goal. They did not want Negro unity at all.
It's only the dumb black Christian who don't understand our place in the Bible. The white man knows that Jesus is black. The white man knows we the Israelites. It's only your dumb behind fighting for your master who doesn't understand that.
Right.
So why do the churches still exist? Because what? There's no Negro, so-called Negro unity.
Ooh, that's heavy.
There's no black Messiah.
The churches are part of COINTELPRO.
Exactly.
You are in an FBI experiment, black Christian. Run. Get
you
out.
are. Leave immediately.
Get out. Run.
Hit the bomb.
Right. Play on.
Same COINTELPRO that infiltrated the Black Panthers and assassinated Fred Hampton.
Right there, they said assassinated Fred Hampton. But what would they tell you? Fred Hampton overdosed off drugs.
Or he was in a shootout.
Or a shootout.
When you drugged him and he couldn't grab. Hey, that's some evil stuff.
Clearly, they assassinated him. Because they don't never forget. They come back for you.
And Fred Hampton was instrumental in getting with the Young Lords and the Brown Berets to do a coalition.
He was. And he was one that didn't change or flip. Like, what was his co-founder?
Bobby Seale.
Bobby Seale flipped and is a complete coon now.
Yeah, we met Bobby Seale in I think it was Boulder one time. Yeah, he a sellout. And that's what happens. That's what like that goes back to like we was talking about how they steal our minds. They stole the minds. They gave you jobs and white women, and now you don't want to fight for your people no more. You don't want to fight. Yeah, white women. You don't want to fight for the independence of your people. You don't want to fight to not be a territory anymore.
Right. And we're going to see the results of that. It's called neo-colonialism.
Come on.
What you got, Officer Yagana?
That's why they want to keep you as a Christian. That's why they want to keep you as a Christian mentality, so you don't raise up and be a man, you know?
Right. Good point. Play on.
COINTELPRO was a covert counterintelligence program run by the FBI designed to disrupt, misdirect, and otherwise neutralize domestic political organizations, usually through illegal measures. In 1960, the FBI sent this
Rewind that
internal
just a
memo.
little bit. I seen something else. Right there. Oh, yeah, play right there.
Neutralize domestic political
Play.
organizations, usually through
You
illegal.
see that? Mexican COINTELPRO. Venezuelan COINTELPRO.
They know.
Puerto Rican COINTELPRO.
Damn.
Right? They did this all over. Go ahead. And that's what we're revealing.
But my thing is, I ain't read no Asian COINTELPRO.
Right.
I ain't read no Arab
I ain't read
COINTELPRO.
no Arab COINTELPRO.
Now they did their stuff over there, but as far as us, the FBI was instrumental in stopping us from coming together.
Right.
So that should let you know that's that Negro unity. Mexicans are Negroes. I don't care how light skinned you are. Native Americans are Negroes. It don't matter how light skinned you are. You a nigga.
It's crazy because we're not really taught a lot about Northern Kingdom history and stuff like that. All this goes back to Jeremiah 50:33. The same things that happened to Judah, the same exact things happened to the Northern Kingdom tribes, so-called Hispanics, from slave ships to COINTELPRO.
To get your land taken and being a sharecropper. Puerto Ricans were sharecroppers. That's what Officer Don just brought out.
Damn.
Right. All right. Let's play on.
measures. In 1960, the FBI sent this internal memo regarding Puerto Ricans. It outlined goals, disruption, and discord, creating.
That's what they want to create: disruption and discord, right? Amongst the people, creating doubt as to the wisdom of remaining in the independence movement. So basically, I doubt if this is gonna really take us somewhere. You know, they create doubt. They make you.
It might not be good. We probably should stay with America.
Yeah, it might not be good to unite.
Shit. Or convincing you already independent. I know a lot of our people walk around talking about I'm sovereign and I'm a 5%er.
Bring it out.
You still a slave in America, but they'll create doubt to even you'll start doubting the position you in. No, we sovereign actually. Like, bro, you got to get up and go to work in the morning.
I'm comfortable. I got a job. Why am I doing this?
Yeah, we all right.
I got a roof over my head.
They're not beating us and sicking dogs on us. We
Right.
right.
We ain't in chattel slavery. I don't have chains on my feet.
Hey, you know what's crazy about this? I was thinking about this earlier. Yesterday, we saw how Mark Reiser mad. Mark Reiser and the apologetics mad. But I'm in my mind, I'm like, why you keep doing this? You're not finna change our mind. We know you're wrong, so you're not finna change our mind. But that's his whole goal. His whole goal is to just plant little seeds of doubt. Just make them think like, well, what if Jesus is white? What if everybody could be saved?
Bring it out.
Regardless of what the Bible say, he just has to throw that little doubt out there like the devil he is.
Message.
Also, let's look at number 3 here. It says causing defection from the independence movement.
Make people run.
Causing people to defect.
Why left
to
IUIC?
Abort. To abandon ship. To run.
Right.
Get them scurred.
Man.
Or change the message. Make it more friendly to everybody. More accepting. More aligned with American ideology. Just like Bishop was bringing out about the old school. They're going to try to give you a check so you can start teaching doctrines that are more appealing to the American
assimilating with the American
right, more
doctrine.
palatable.
Yeah.
Oh, words. Come on.
Okay.
Don't look at me when
go.
you say words. Don't do
Right.
that.
Let's play on.
Doubts about remaining in the independence movement. To accomplish this, the agency needed information concerning their weaknesses, morals, criminal record, children, family life. The program tracked.
That went into what Officer Yakanan was bringing out about they going to look for your sin. They going to see if you got a side chick, if you secretly smoking weed. Give me some other stuff.
Right. They're going to send fake letters.
Right.
To cause doubt in your mind that your wife is loyal,
or that make your wife
husband is loyal, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or your search history, message,
right?
Or watch porn.
That's what he just said. He said it in a more tongue-in-cheek way. Yakanan, appreciate you, Yakanan.
Right.
Praises.
Yakanan was like, subtlety, schmuddlety. I'm gonna say it. Keep playing.
Amazing.
Over 150,000 Puerto Ricans and created extensive files on about 16,000 of them. Those records became known as Las
So they had
Carpetas.
files on over 150,000, but more extensive files on about roughly 16,000.
And also,
so-called Puerto Rican people. Can you believe that number?
That's crazy. That's a lot of files for. Like I said, this is one tribe who ain't even really rocking with the Bible like that. They ain't even calling themselves Ephraim, Israelites. Yet.
Imagine what they did to Issachar, because we can see that was COINTELPRO there.
Yeah.
Imagine what they did to Zebulun. We can see that was COINTELPRO there.
Right.
Imagine what they did to Judah and so forth, the 12 tribes of Israel.
They put things in place for the future. The white man think ahead. They may wake up and join with their brothers in America. They may come to the knowledge that they Israel. Let's stop it now.
At no point can we have Negro unity. We gotta nip it in the buds, tear up the ground, salt it, set everything on fire if you got to. Just don't let them wake up.
Let's play on.
For my non-Spanish speaking friends, that means the files. I know, super imaginative. In 2000, the FBI declassified these files, which revealed over 60 years of suppression of Puerto Rico's independence movement.
This is by spy from the intelligence unit of the police of Puerto Rico.
That's Emilio Pantojas Garcia. He was 21 when his information was sold to the FBI for $15 by someone he played baseball with. In his case, once his name was given to
His own friend sold him out.
Hey,
with a lie.
Y'all better be careful with those people you call friends and your
No
so-called
word.
family members, because they're going to be the one that sell you out for 30 pieces of silver, $15.
$15 is crazy.
Right.
But it's 1960s $15. So it's a little more.
Okay,
Inflation.
$60 now.
That's crazy. They sold Jesus out for a PS4. So I'm just saying, 30 pieces of silver is like $300, $400.
Right.
They did them dirty.
Damn.
Hey, let's get Luke 12 and 51 real quick.
Come on.
Let's see what the Lord said about that division.
The book of Luke, chapter 12 and verse 51.
Bring it out.
Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth?
The Lord say, don't think that I come to give peace on earth. Read.
I tell you, nay, but
No, don't even think that way. Read.
But rather division.
Division. Read.
For from henceforth there shall be 5 in one house divided.
There shall be 5 in one house divided. Meaning your family, you're going to be divided. You're going to be in the truth. They're going to be in the world, but y'all going to be divided.
Message.
This Bible is what's going to divide, right? The houses. Read.
3 against 2, and 2 against 3.
Read.
The father shall be divided against the son.
The father against the son. One going to believe and one's not. Read.
And the son against the father.
The son against the father. So much and so that they're going to turn you in to have you killed. Read.
The mother against the daughter.
Read.
And the daughter against the mother. The mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law. And the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law.
So the Lord is coming to cause division in the earth. We're in the last days. He did not come to send peace on earth. Why? Because his people are in captivity. The Lord says salvation is through him. In order to get that salvation, your loyalty needs to be towards me, not towards them. And so much that it's going to be division, that they're going to have you killed. Don't even think that it's going to be peace with them. Play on.
Police, they went to his neighborhood and interviewed people asking if they knew he supported the independence movement. They also told the neighbors he had applied for a gun permit. It was a lie.
By the time I was investigated, there was already this notion that pro-independence people were violent and that they were, the nationalists, the terrorists. What is interesting, it says
that's the word they always use, the terrorists.
Hey, group.
But they don't want the terrorists. The Americans are the terrorists.
Right.
The so-called white men are the terrorists. But that's what they use. That's that culture power that they have, that they can use the word terrorist and have all the people believe you a terrorist.
Damn.
Because black unity, our independence, us knowing we the Israelites, us getting up from under white supremacy is a terror to them. That's what keeps them up at night. That's what kept J. Edgar Hoover up at night, is even the thought that a black messiah might rise one day. He's not alive right now, but he knew like one day I might come back, and when I come back, if a big black man is coming out the sky, I'm in trouble.
Yeah. Right. Play on.
Record, and that I am not dangerous, and that I am not violent, but I was now part of a discredited group of people. Of a group of people that have been branded. They demonized me.
There were many revolutionary groups that fought for Puerto Rican independence. Young people were a big part of the movement, but one of the most prominent groups was the Puerto Rican Nationalist Party. The group saw independence through activism and armed resistance against the U.S. government and the military. The party
By the way, that group that we saw first was the Young Lords. Right? Play on.
I get it because Taino means Lord.
Come on!
I see. That's
Young
why
Tainos.
That's why they were the Young Lords.
Right.
I'm black. I'm slow.
Play on.
By continuously resisting, the U.S. government would find it too costly to maintain control of the island. So in the early 1950s,
So that's what they thought. Play on.
Nationalist Party launched a series of revolts in Puerto Rico and the United States. There was the Jayuya Uprising, when protesters attacked a local police station in an attempt to ignite a larger rebellion against U.S. rule. The assassination attempt on President Truman occurred 2 days later. In response, the U.S. government unleashed a wave of repression, imprisoning nationalist leaders, members, and sympathizers. Many spent the rest of their lives in prison.
It was crucial that the pro-independence movement was isolated, discredited, and muscled. Independence was not supposed to be the choicest or the best form of decolonization for the colonial world.
Authorities use the argument that the island would face unimaginable poverty without financial support from the U.S. to validate the neo-colonial status.
This is very bad.
That's the word,
There's not-
neo-colonial status, right? They will face consequences if they did not support the neo-colonial status, right? So now, as we talked about earlier, political power, sovereign political power, subordinate political power. So when they became insubordinate, there were consequences because they had to answer to somebody because they belong now to another people, a race of people. Play on.
There's no work at all.
And that brings us to today.
The U.S. territory of Puerto Rico has giant debt troubles.
Announcing it was unable to pay its debts.
Rico is in the middle of a $70 billion debt crisis.
The national debt in Puerto
Now,
Rico.
they created this, right?
Yeah.
This is you're gonna understand they're gonna transform this from an agriculture powerhouse, right? Because all they did was create uprising. They was getting 4 cents an hour, you know. And they're gonna put in industrial what you call it? They're gonna put in like factories and stuff like that to give people jobs. Play on.
Wait, my question is,
Go ahead.
if Puerto Rico wasn't free, who are they in debt to? 'Cause if you're a slave state, you can't hold debt because you're not free. So who are they in debt to?
The mainland. America. All right, play on.
Is over $70 billion.
Economics in Puerto Rico is not
Turn
for
it up.
Puerto Ricans, but is for the U.S. and international capital.
A big reason Puerto Rico is in so much debt is that it doesn't have economic sovereignty. Instead, its currency is the US dollar, its businesses are overseen by US federal regulators, and its trade policy is governed by US laws. To put this power into perspective, supplies imported and exported from Puerto Rico have to be put on ships that are US built and owned and crewed by US citizens, making everything in Puerto Rico more expensive than in the States and other Caribbean islands. All of this has contributed to the deep debt, which in turn has given the US government an excuse to further cut out Puerto Ricans from making decisions about their own economy. Instead, the US government asserted its authority by enforcing a US-based finance board
Hey, what
known
does
as
junta
La
mean,
Junta.
Yakanan? What's junta mean?
Junta means like a union.
Union.
That's what it means.
So it says no union, no colony?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, like you were saying, officer, you know, unity, that's the important thing, you know, that they don't, you know, our people don't see it, you know, like they think we different. They like even in Puerto Rico, you got the people from Dominican, you know, the immigrants in Puerto Rico, and they don't like each other either.
Yeah, that'd be the same thing in Haiti,
Right.
Haiti and Santo Domingo. You go from one to another. The Dominicans trying to kill the Haitians, like, bro, y'all on the same island.
And
Y'all
then
go
the
through the
brothers.
same stuff. Yeah, y'all brothers. It's stupid.
Right.
Bring it out.
Play on.
Something that was supposed to help Puerto Rico pay off its debt turned out to be a way for Wall Street and Puerto Rican elites to line their pockets. And although
Right, they in debt, but how are they in debt?
To who?
Right.
That's
what
like,
you're saying.
I'm saying, like, that's like, bro, that's like coming out of slavery, and again, it's sharecropping. Puerto Rico is a giant sharecropper state.
Right.
Dang. Because you come out of slavery, and they immediately was like, you ain't got nowhere to go, so they're just like, well, you can stay here and work the land, but I don't have no money for any farm stuff. Here, we'll give you this. You just pay me back.
Right. So they charge them
Bring it out.
for the ships that they use to trade goods.
You know how evil that is? You come to my land, take my stuff, and then charge me to use my own stuff?
Exactly.
After you done made billions off of me?
Yeah.
And the white man the devil.
Hey, and it's kind of like, was it Haiti?
Yeah.
Yep.
Haiti,
Yep.
they did the same thing to our brothers from the tribe of Levi. They once Haiti fought for their independence, they put a huge debt on them for the loss of slave labor to France. It's the same concept they did with Puerto Rico.
How can you so-called black and Hispanic Christians not see that this white man the devil?
The devil.
They was going over Bishop going over yesterday. They're spiritually blind and deaf.
And you have to be blind to not be able to see, like, yo, put everything else to the side. You can't see the way that black and Hispanic people get done by America
for years.
This is years, centuries. This is bully ball. America playing bully ball with Puerto Rico. Right. They rolling up on them like Debo. Like, what you got on my 40?
Right. You gotta think about it. They came in, conquered the land, took all the resources. Right. They basically paid the people 4 cents an hour. Right. They established military bases all over the farmlands. They made billions of dollars off of them, but they taxed them from the little money that they made. Right?
So, how you gonna tax? What happened to no taxation without representation? That's supposed to be the founding principle of America. That's why they broke away from England, right?
Yeah.
So how then can you take Puerto Rican people and tax them even though you don't give them any representation as a quote-unquote state? Right. America, the white man is a hypocrite.
Right. So now we're going to have our military bases on here. We're going to protect you with these military bases, but we're going to tax you, right, to set up our military. You're going to pay for it. You're going to pay for us to ship goods. Right? You're going to pay us. But the money that we make, we get 100%.
Hey, so they getting taxed on 4 cents an hour?
They give tax on every. That was after all the taxes. That's what they make.
You know what they call that in the streets? That's extortion.
Exploitation.
That's racketeering. That's the United States of America is a mafia. The white man is a mob. He a gangster.
Real gangsters.
Yeah, the Donald Trump, Joe Biden and them, your white Jesus, that's a gangster. That's not a savior. That's not a God. That's not a saint. That's not a Jew. He a gang member.
You pastor too.
Yeah. Or who his pastor learns from. Because they just smaller gang members. They're like a Crip or
they're the corner boys.
Yeah, they're the corner boys. Damn, hey, you deep, bro. Damn. You deep, son.
Hey, y'all, let's play on.
Has reduced the debt. It's been through significant budget cuts to public schools, the healthcare system, and other things that actually benefit those
now
living.
We can reduce your debt, but we're going to take more from you. We're going to take away from your healthcare industry. We're going to take away from your education industry. We're going to take away, right, and put you in a more stringent, harsh position and condition. Play on.
On the island. On top of that, the island has been hit hard by natural disasters and local government corruption, causing people to leave en masse seeking better opportunities.
Okay. Now you can see, right, how things work. Right? If you don't, if you insubordinate, right, what happens and what they can do. And they call this soft power. They can say, okay, we can just shut down this business, right? We can make you very poor now because we have established everything, right, to keep you afloat. So next, we're going to look at what we call neo-colonialism. Pull that up.
Yo, I was looking at these pictures when you sent them. I was like, that's pretty funny because that's really what it is. Hey, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, IUIC Denver. If you're new to the page, make sure you share this with everybody. Share it with your mama and them. I know they just celebrated Thanksgiving. Share this with them. Make sure you donate to the Booster Club where we at. Boom, 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 right here. Donate to the Booster Club. Help continue to send the profits all around the world, even to Puerto Rico. Yeah, we got a school in Puerto Rico too, right? And then donate to the land fund as well, right? We got the land. We're going into phase 2. All right? You're it?
Okay. Let me send it to you.
Hey, well,
go ahead and pull scripture. Yep.
Go to Hosea chapter 7 and verse 1. Because what you got to understand is you so-called Puerto Ricans, you are the Israelites from the tribe of Ephraim. And the reason that the Spanish were able to come and conquer us, the reason why the United States right now is able to colonize and mistreat and extort us is because we are not keeping God's commandments, and we haven't been for a very long time.
Bring it
out. Read that.
The book of Hosea chapter 7 and verse 1. When I would have healed Israel, then the iniquity of Ephraim was discovered.
The iniquity is our sins, our worshiping of Caesar Borgia. Because a lot of so-called Puerto Ricans are Catholics, and they worship this white man as God. Read. The same man that came in and took your land and took all your resources and don't want to give you nothing for it, you worship as a God. Read.
And the wickedness of Samaria, for they commit falsehood.
They lie.
And the thief cometh in.
The thief is the so-called white man. It's America. Read.
And the troop of robbers spoileth without.
That's the white man. That's from the Spanish all the way to America. They take everything from the island of Puerto Rico because we're not worshiping God. Jump to verse 10.
Verse 10. And the pride of Israel testified to his face.
Meaning, because we have sinned, now we can see it right here. We are under the curses of Deuteronomy 28. Read.
And they do not return to the Lord their God.
But we're so proud to be Boricua and Taino. You saw in the video, they were finding Puerto Rican flags, and right next to it, what they have? That rainbow homosexual flag. Meaning they stuck in their pride. We stuck in our sins, and we don't want to turn back to Jesus Christ, the black Messiah. Read.
Nor seek him for all this.
Because only Jesus Christ is going to help you get independence from the white man. Otherwise, you're going to continue to be under his thumb. Last one, verse 11.
Ephraim also is like a silly dove.
God says you stupid. You're stupid to chase after the white man's dream of being independent, of being a state, being in a state of America, when you should rule this whole earth. Read.
Without heart. They
you do without heart. I mean, you ain't got no mind. You dumb. You got the white man's mind in you. You are out of your cotton picking mind, as Bugs Bunny would say. I know. They was tripping over that in the comments last week. Read.
They call to Egypt.
You call to America.
They go to Assyria.
And you go to Amalek. You go to the Jewish man. You go to the white man to try to get some succoring, some freedom. But the white man cannot save you. Stop being stupid.
Right. All praise for that, bringing that out. Now we're going to pull up neocolonialism. And the first thing we want to look at is the definition. So let's get the definition.
Is that that's number one?
No, the definition. So it's the other page. Pull that up. There we go. Let's put that on the screen and let's read that.
Neocolonialism. Definition. Neocolonialism refers to the practice of using economic, political, and cultural pressures to control or influence countries.
So economic, political, and culture pressures. Culture is a big factor as well.
Bring it out.
Right? To influence countries. Read.
Especially those that were formerly colonized.
Especially those were what?
Formerly colonized.
Read on.
Without direct military or political intervention. This term captures the idea that although formal colonial rule has ended, former colonial powers and other external entities still exert significant control over the resources and economies of developing nations through various means such as trade agreements, foreign investment, and debt dependency.
Debt dependency. All these things we've seen. Let's pull up that next page. Now we're going to go through some examples, right? Let's read number one first.
Scroll to the top. No, you jumped the gun.
Come on now. Let's get it right, y'all. Let's get back.
Just keep it right there. Oh yeah, you ain't got to zoom in. You good. Go ahead. Five must know facts for your next test. Neocolonialism often manifests through multinational corporations that exploit resources in developing countries while repatriating profits back to their home countries.
So this is a form of neocolonialism, right? It's exploit resources in developing countries while doing what?
While
repatriating.
Repatriating profits back to their home countries.
So they take all the profits and then what they actually tax you, right? So that you can become debt to them.
That's a fancy way to say steal.
Stealing.
That's a lot of big words to say I'll rob somebody.
Right. Now let's read number two.
Countries may become trapped in a cycle of debt due to loans from international financial institutions, leading to economic policies that favor foreign interest over local needs.
So we're gonna build schools, right? We're gonna help you build roads, houses, hospitals,
schools,
right? But you're gonna be in debt to us while we make billions. That's another form of neocolonialism. Number 3,
cultural neocolonialism.
Culture now
occurs when dominant cultures impose their values and practices on other societies, often eroding local traditions and identities.
So examples of that would be like Christianity,
Caesar,
Christmas, Thanksgiving, right?
Democracy.
Democracy. They impose all this stuff on you, right? And for you to be against all that, you're like the oddball. You're frowned upon, looked down on. You read the Bible and tell a woman, the Bible say a woman shall not wear that which pertains to a man. Right. Now you become misogynistic, right? That's the culture pressures, right? Through the philosophy of this white man.
Right. Also, that's the popular persuasion that they push out to make you think you crazy for doing what's right, standing for your people.
Exactly. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, because it'd be something so like you would think what we're saying is should be culturally accepted, right? When they say we're legalistic, right? We teach keep the commandments, right? What in the 10? Let's just use the 10. Thou shalt not kill, honor your mother and father, keep the Sabbath. We say these different things, and we're the bad guys. But these different. If we do these things in our community, it makes it better. But we've been tricked to think good stuff is evil. That's that popular, like you said, that media, the flood, all this popular persuasion, it makes no sense.
No, it goes to the point of cultural neocolonial, that the culture that is imposed on blacks and Hispanics is sin.
Right.
The white man's culture is sin. And so he comes to where we are and he pumps that on us. Because I'm with you. It makes sense. Hey, marry that woman before you have sex with her. How is that wrong? Because sin is the popular culture that is pushed on blacks and Hispanics.
Right.
Sit the bomb!
Right. Don't twerk. Be twerking. Twerking on restaurant tables. Don't be saying these defile words in your rap music.
Don't let your daughter just be naked.
Don't put on blonde wigs in your hair. Don't sag your pants showing your dirty underwear.
Don't kill each other.
Right.
Don't sell drugs to each other.
These are the culture pressures that they put on our people, and if you're against that, you seem like the oddball that you're wrong. While a man walking around with his pants at his knees, and that's supposed to be normal.
Looking like a fool with your pants on the ground.
Right.
People changing their whole gender.
Yeah,
I'm the one that's crazy.
You're wrong. That's the culture
this guy
pressure.
identifies as a tree.
Yes,
but I'm crazy.
This man cut his genitalia off, and I'm the bad guy for telling him you should not do that.
Wow.
All right, America.
On, man. That's how deep these culture pressures are. Let's get the next one. 4.
Trade agreements between developed and developing nations can perpetuate inequalities by favoring the former's interest and limiting the latter's economic growth.
So they prevent your growth if you're a developing country, right?
Bring it out.
Right, through trade agreements, right? Now wait a minute. You growing, but you can't do business with nobody else, right?
Obviously, it's like Trump is doing with the tariff in Mexico. So they that's how he can try to control all these countries by like, oh, you wanna sell something to United States, but you got to pay this much so to keep him poor.
Right. So now you're colonized through brainwashing. Let's get the last one.
5. Grassroots movements in many developing nations are increasingly resisting neocolonial practices by advocating for local sovereignty and sustainable development.
But we all know now, right, with subordinate political power, if you become insubordinate, we know the consequence of that.
Damn, that's heavy.
Because they already set up everywhere. Now, let's look at some examples of what neocolonialism is. Let's get the first picture. This is the first picture here, right? If you zoom in, you see the white man with the gun. You see the West, right? You see the slave man got slavery on his neck, right? Now you see the white man with like a notebook, you see the slave man with media on his neck. So media, right, is a form of slavery.
Hey, officer, and I'm happy you're using this picture because on his clipboard it says Africa. But no, keep it up there. Don't put me up there. The same things that the white man does in South America, in Central America, in the Caribbean, they do in Africa.
Right.
Neocolonialism is wherever the Israelites are. So the same thing that so-called Hispanics go through is the same thing that so-called Africans are going through. It is the same damn playbook.
Exactly.
That's a heavy picture, man.
Right. Let's get the
Hey,
next
the next
picture.
one's heavier, yo.
The
Come on, next one's crazy.
Now this picture,
No,
let's move to the next one, right? It's pretty much the same picture, but now instead of seeing the media, you see debt is a form of neo-colonialism. Let's go to the next picture.
See, he got nicer clothes on now.
Yeah.
Think
So
he-
here's the next picture, right? That goes from the white man, right,
That's hilarious.
ruling over you to now he putting your people over you, right, to
Puppet
suppress and oppress you.
Yeah, that's
Damn,
Pam.
man.
Amazing.
That's
right?
heavy.
They, which are the puppet leaders that they put in place to oppress and suppress their own people.
So you saying
Neo-colonialism.
Hispanic, so-called Hispanics and black people, our people are doing the groundwork for the white man. The white man is chilling.
Example would be the pastors. Example will also be when they have puppet governments. Like they want to set up a puppet government right now in Venezuela.
Message.
Right,
I mean-
to oppress and suppress our people.
No, yeah, 100%. Because even, again, historically, when you look at Ephraim, when you look at Northern Kingdom, they only had wicked kings over
Right.
them. And those wicked kings would often go to Syria, Assyria, Egypt, and they would give them money to oppress their own people. And so you see that all throughout the Caribbean, all throughout Latin America, and all throughout West Africa.
Message.
Right, sort of like, again, the taskmasters that was set up in Egypt.
You're just you're a richer house nigga. That's
Right.
all it is.
Let's get the next example of neo-colonialism.
Yeah, that's the one I like.
You see, the white man got the gun to the head. Now, you got the gun to your own head now. Examples of this is what? Militias, cartel, drug cartels, gangs, abortions,
Our hip hop culture.
hip-hop music.
Because even when you look at it, at first Esau had the gun.
Yes.
So that means the gun isn't ours. We just the white man gave us the gun and said, "Hey, shoot yourself. Make it quick."
Right. These are examples.
This is why we think we're free, because the white man no longer has the gun to our head to force us to do things that he wants. Now we just do it,
On our own,
but
yeah.
we think we free, but we're living the life, the destructive lifestyle that he has given us, that he has put inside of our brain.
Bring it out.
You know, that's crazy. That's a heavy picture
The
that
life
you're
he
bringing
want
out.
for us. Now let's get actual real pictures of neo-colonialism. Let's get the next picture. Right? You can see here where we have the young lords. The young lords who have become journalists. We can see Juan Gonzalez, right? He is now a host on Democracy Now! So now you see Gerardo Rivera. He had a talk show host. He also be on Fox News. You also see Pablo Guzman and what's his name? Felipe Luciano. All right. Though one of these guys was the media guy and another one was another co-founder. I'm going to focus on two other guys today. Let's get the
Bring it out.
Next video. We're going to talk a little bit about Juan Gonzalez, from how he was then to how he is today, and the effects of neo-colonialism.
As somebody said something dumb in the comments,
What is
can
that?
I address it? Here we go.
Yes.
He says, "Where can I find these people you call Northern Kingdom worshiping the Most High?" Well, you got to understand that you're an idiot, because we for thousands of, that's what we've been going over, is the fact that we left from worshiping the Most High. We know that these people are the Northern Kingdom because they're suffering the curses. God said that he would send a nation against us from far. The Spanish and America came to this side of the world and stole our resources, enslaved us, and stole our kids. Those are the curses of Deuteronomy 28 that let us know that so-called Hispanics and Native Americans are the Israelites. Be quiet.
Right. Read your Bible.
Read your Bible.
Tune in every week, every Sunday.
Yeah, if you keep watching the Natives Hour, home of the 10 tribes, you'll learn that the so-called Hispanics and Native Americans are the Israelites.
That's right.
Hey, people with a name like this, I don't even pay them no mind, bro. You just
It's too many
lost.
Y's.
Yeah.
Too many Y's accused.
Yeah,
He's throwing that up there, ain't it?
All right, so now let's pull up, let's play that video with Juan Gonzalez again, because he's one of the co-founders of the Young Lords. Play that.
Before we go, Juan, I just wanted to say congratulations. The documentary that you are featured in, which is called Takeover, directed by Emma Francis Snyder, has just been shortlisted for Academy Award. The documentary follows the 12 historic hours on July 14th, 1970, when members of the Young Lords, which included Juan, at the time, took over the rundown Lincoln Hospital in the South Bronx. The Young Lords were the radical group founded by Puerto Ricans, modeled on the Black Panther Party, and New York,
Radical
co-founded
group
by
founded by Puerto Ricans. It was founded. Juan Gonzalez was one of the founders. But let's see how his mind is now, how he's now indoctrinated. But play on.
Juan Gonzalez, Democracy Now! Co-host. They drove out the administrative staff, barricaded the entrances of the hospital, made their cries for decent health care known to the world. This is the trailer. Listen carefully and see if you can pick out Juan's voice.
This is a story from New York. Not the New York of Manhattan and Broadway, but from perhaps the toughest square mile in the city, in the South Bronx.
I was 14 years old when I joined the Young
Hey, Akanon, ain't you from the Bronx?
No, sir, Brooklyn, but yes.
Oh, yeah,
I've
you
been
from
in the
Marcy.
Bronx.
That's right.
It's Brooklyn.
Oh, yeah, you from Marcy, huh? Live from Bedford-Stuyvesant?
Come
The
on!
livest
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Play on.
Young Lords were a street gang that became politicized by the Black Panther Party.
We became visible as servants of the people.
See, it says the Black Panther Party helped politicize the Young Lords, which was a street gang. So the Black Panther Party was a huge influence on the revolutionary movements at that time. Play on.
That's right.
One of our targets was Lincoln Hospital.
That building was condemned 25 years ago. Condemned for rich people and opened up for poor people.
It was a place that you went to die.
Lincoln was called the butcher shop.
Bloodstains on the walls, bloodstains on the floor.
Actually, they went there to die.
The hospital.
Right.
Hey, you know what I noticed? That their sisters, because we talk about the Judite sisters, who they was more revolutionary back then. Ephraim and the Northern Kingdom sisters, they was more revolutionary then. You didn't have the Cardi B's and give me some more.
Come on!
Meg Thee Stallion, not Northern Kingdom. Yeah, I need Northern Kingdom. Cardi B, gosh darn.
Yeah, Carol G.
Yes, Carol G.
Carol
Thank
G.
you. Some because you're not. Well, you are. You're Zebulon. You just
Jalin,
pretend.
Jalin Lamas Viral.
Come on. Yeah, but don't put it on me. Put it on him. He's saying, "Oh, you know what it is." I don't know who these people are.
All these people, you know, Bad Bunny, you know, all these people that.
Yeah, Bad Bunny's super not revolutionary. Also, not a woman, but all right, play.
And there was a rat in the emergency room.
We have seen children get lead poisoning while hospitalized at Lincoln Hospital.
So we felt now is the time for us to say exactly how we're going to respond to the killings of our people.
Our plan was to take over Lincoln Hospital.
We have to begin to stand up as a people, the Puerto Rican people, and say that's enough. That's enough.
We have been asking for changes to take place, and you've paid no attention to us. You've thrown us out of your offices, and you've called the cops on us. So now we're putting you out. You've taken over a hospital. We're gonna run it. You're out, and I will walk you to your car.
They took over the hospital. Go ahead.
Sorry, you mind if I pull a scripture real quick?
Go
Super
ahead.
quick. Hosea chapter 7 and verse 8. Because there is somebody who's being very dumb in the chat. And a lot of people have this idea that because so-called Hispanics are light-skinned, that they are not Israelites. And that's foolishness.
Bring it out.
That's dumb. Because there's proof. There's not only historical evidence, but we have the Bible to show us that so-called Hispanics and Native Americans are Israelites from the Northern Kingdom.
That's right.
Hosea chapter.
Go ahead.
Hosea chapter 7 verse 8.
Come on.
Ephraim, he hath mixed himself among the people.
So oftentimes Northern Kingdom has a different look because they were in so many captivities. They mixed with the Assyrians. They mixed with the Persians. They mixed with the Medes. They were around Ammon and Moab. So they have Ammonite and Moab, Asian features from time to time. Then the Spanish came over here and they mixed with the Spanish for hundreds of years before Judah and Judah even got over here. Read.
Come on.
Ephraim is a cake not turned.
Meaning on one side, when you put like a pancake on a skillet or on the grill, not a grill, but in a pan. Yeah, you don't grill pancakes. On a griddle, thank you. That's what I was looking for. Griddle. He Northern Kingdom. He know. He's the other side that's lighter. When you leave it on top, it's lighter because the batter ain't been cooked yet. But when you flip it over, that other side is darker. So even when you look and you see the young lords, so-called Puerto Ricans from this time, and even to this day, you have some that are very dark and have afros, and then you have others that are lighter skinned. That's the Northern Kingdom. God put that in his word so you would know. So stop being stupid, get out of our comments, and you go teach somebody. Maybe you go wake up your people or whoever you think is Northern Kingdom. How about that?
Hit the bomb.
Right, and for those
he light skinned and he Judah.
Right. For those so-called African Americans, who fight to separate yourself from your Hispanic and indigenous family. You are the result of neo-colonialism.
Right.
Because no longer does the white man have to push division and conquer and divide. You do it. You do it through your comments.
And he was the picture with the gun to his own head?
The gun to his own head. Because watch this. For you to make that claim, right? When did Hispanics go through? You would have to deny all of the history that is prophesied in the Bible. You would have to deny encomiendas. You would have to deny colonialism.
You would have to deny ICE detention centers.
You would have to act like that doesn't exist for you to say so-called blacks and so-called Hispanics is somehow a different seed of people.
I don't want to take too much. I don't want to take away from Officer Don's class. You a dummy, bro.
Right.
Stop being stupid. Stop being a damn fool.
Right, because he can read. You can read where we was in Egypt. You can in Genesis chapter 47. You can read that. Also, Genesis chapter 48. It talks about Ephraim and Manasseh. It talks about Joseph having his 2 sons blessed by his father Jacob. So, yes, Ephraim was in Egypt.
The father of Puerto Ricans and Cubans ran Egypt.
Exactly.
You big dummy.
Ran Egypt.
He went there first.
Yeah, exactly.
Joseph was the first one in Egypt.
Right.
That's how the nation multiplied.
Exactly.
Hey, you're a white supremacist, dude. That's really what it is. You love your master,
right.
And you don't want us to get out of slavery. You don't want Negro unity. You don't want Israelite unity.
Right.
You're a dummy.
Right. You're another example of neo-colonialism.
Right.
Play on.
Powerful niggardry at work here.
Go to bed.
We immediately announced that we were not leaving until the city made a firm commitment to build a new hospital.
From El Barrio to Arecibo, Palante.
About 1,000 policemen on roofs with high-powered rifles. They had vans all over the place.
If the police came in, it was going to be a bloodbath because the police hated the young lords.
We were terrified. To all who had to hide, I say, Palante.
Power to the people means including people to gain control of their destiny.
The young lords were ahead of our time in terms of recognizing that healthcare is a right.
One morning made a revolutionary change to the health system in this country, and we still do.
No oppressor is invincible.
So that's the trailer for Takeover. Again, just shortlisted for an Academy Award. It's up for nomination. The judges are deciding now. Juan, we did a segment on this that encouraged people to go to. But in these last minute, we have your response to this recognition. It's nominated in the documentary shorts category.
Well, Amy, it's clearly great news. I'm still amazed that there's been so much interest in what we did as youngsters.
Look at it. He downplaying
bring it out,
the young lords. It's so amazing what we did as youngsters.
Right. Like we wasn't all the way there. We wasn't.
Yeah.
We
I
was
don't
just,
encourage no one to do anything.
right. We was
up.
young and dumb.
Right.
We grew up though. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Play on.
50 years ago, and I
that was 50 years ago. I was a youngster. That's the mind state now. There's no revolutionaries in Puerto Rico. Play on.
Of what we did right and what we did wrong will resonate with younger people these days.
Now let's get the next video. Well, the next one we have is
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Gerardo Rivera. Let's see
He bad. He was on fire.
how he is today.
Officer, he's domesticated now.
Damn!
He got domesticated by the white man now.
Yes, they both have.
The lap dog. That's
what we're going over.
Like a
play
dog.
this.
Dog, yeah.
Yes.
Hey, and that is. Oh, go ahead. It's crazy because it goes back to that Hosea 7 about being a silly dove. Because just 2 verses above it, it talks about how Ephraim has grown because the strangers devoured their strength. They've waxen old in slavery. These old young lords that didn't die off in the revolution are examples of that. They've grown old in slavery, and now they've assimilated into the white man's philosophy.
Well, they've been compromised through jobs, through money.
White women.
Right, through white women.
I can almost
through the
guarantee-
political party.
I can almost put money
through assimilation.
that Geraldo Rivera got a
Colleges.
white wife. I could put my paycheck on it.
All right, let's play this.
On July 26, 1969, a group of young Latinos stood up in New York City's East Village and made an announcement. They were founding a New York branch of a revolutionary organization called the Young Lords. Their inspiration, the Black Panthers. Among their goals-
Gerardo Rivera, by the way, was the lawyer for the Young Lords. He was the lawyer for the Young Lords. So he had a lot of political influence. Play on.
Puerto Rican independence, community control, armed self-defense, and a socialist society. Their lawyer, Geraldo Rivera. And he joins me now. Geraldo, welcome.
Sounds harsher than it did at the time.
Now, look at him.
We'll get to their
It
problems.
sounds harsher than it was at the time. Saying Young Lords, he was the lawyer for the Young Lords, it sounds harsher than it did at the time. Compromise.
You
right?
big dummy.
The whole revolutionary mind is going out the door. He's making money now. He's been compromised. That's the point I want out of this, right? Neo-colonialism. Let's go to, matter of fact, let's get the book of Isaiah 28. Let's read verse 15.
Let's go.
I just want to say, Officer, Geraldo Rivera had 5 wives. All of them Esau, and his current wife is a young Amalek woman.
Come
I
on,
got my paycheck back, y'all.
You was gonna
Just
confirm
like you
that.
expect.
Oh yeah, because Jair looked at me crazy when I said I'll put my paycheck on it. I said, nah, man, I'll make sure I get my
You was
paycheck
right.
now.
You was right.
You said Isaiah 28 and
Let's read verse 15.
the book of Isaiah, chapter 28 and verse 15.
Let's go.
Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death.
Gerardo Rivera, Juan Gonzalez, and other members, even members of the Black Panther Party, they made a covenant with death.
Bring it
They
out.
made a covenant with this white man. They said, we're going to accept this money that they give us. We're going to accept these positions that they give us. I don't have to live in poverty no more, right? I'm good. Forget my people now. I'm good.
What Puerto Rico?
What young lords? Oh, I was young then. It sounds harsher now.
I'm an American, sir.
Yes. I'm actually a Republican, sir.
Yeah, right.
Boy, ain't no way.
Read.
And with hell are we at agreement.
They are in agreement now with hell, with the destruction of our people, right? With the colonialism, right? With the destroyed mind, with the rap music, the gang banging, cartels. They're in agreement now with that. Read on.
When the overflowing scourge shall pass through.
So when the white man rise up against us, when them tribulations come, what they think they're going to do? They hey, I'm going to be saved. I'm covered. I join with you. But we seen during the uprisings, right? During the time of insurgency when they fought for independence, they took young girls, old people. They didn't care if they wasn't a part of it. They going to take you too. Read on.
It shall not come unto us.
They think it ain't going to come to them. They think they're going to be saved. Read.
For we have made lies our refuge.
They made what?
Lies our refuge.
For they made lies their refuge, right? They have took refuge under this white man's philosophy and doctrine, right? They made that their refuge now. They made the Republican Party their refuge. They made Christmas their refuge, their safe place, right? Assimilation, their safe place. Marrying a white woman, their safe place, they think.
What the hell is this?
Read.
And under falsehood have we hid ourselves.
And they hid themselves under that falsehood of protection, right? We are assimilated with you now, right? We're not against nothing. We don't want no independence. I'm good. Read.
Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I lay in Zion for a foundation, a stone.
A what?
A stone.
Read.
A tried stone.
A tried stone. Read.
A precious cornerstone.
A precious cornerstone, which is Christ, the black Messiah. Not that Caesar Bozier that's sitting in y'all churches. That's not the cornerstone. The cornerstone is in Revelation 1:14. Read.
A sure foundation.
A what?
A sure foundation.
No, a weak foundation.
A sure.
No, a foundation that's assimilated with the other nation.
A sure foundation.
A sure foundation, right? Which is independent of all other nations.
That's right.
Proverbs 4:6, I give you good doctrine, which is the laws of God. Read.
He that believeth shall not make haste.
So in these times of trouble that's coming, we that believe, right? We ain't got to worry. We ain't gonna make haste, right? We ain't got to worry about nothing. The Lord got us.
That's right.
But you, right, who have made a covenant with death, you think you protected? Lord's telling you no, you're not. You're not protected. Let's get. Y'all got anything?
Yeah, let me grab Isaiah 8 and 9. It's heavy. Hey, it's heavy that you brought that out because this is specifically talking about Ephraim. A lot of these scriptures, like even that Isaiah 10 I pulled there, is talking about Ephraim. It's talking about you so-called Puerto Ricans. You think that you could go to the white man for help, and it's not so. The same way thousands of years ago you thought you could go to Assyria for help, and you ended up going into slavery in a very bad way. It's the same thing. Read that, Isaiah 8 and 9.
Isaiah chapter 8 and verse 9.
Let's go.
Associate yourselves, O ye people.
Associate. Get close to the white man, Geraldo Rivera. Get close to the white man, Juan Gonzalez. Get close to the white man, Alexandria Octavia Cortez. Get under the white man's skirt. Get with his politics. Read.
Associate yourselves, O ye people, and ye shall be broken in pieces.
Meaning you still gonna be destroyed when this white man go down. You gonna get the same punishment. Read.
And give ear, all ye of far countries.
Everybody in Latin America, all throughout South America and Central America and the Caribbean and Africa. Pay attention to this. Read.
Gird yourselves, and ye shall be broken in pieces.
Meaning trust in the white man and his politics, his democracy, his Christianity, his military. Think that's going to protect you when them bombs drop. Read.
Gird yourselves, and ye shall be broken in pieces.
Meaning the white man cannot save you. Caesar Borgia cannot save you. Donald Trump, voting for Donald Trump, cannot save you.
Come on. God repeated himself.
said,
You
"Hey,
will be broken in pieces.
Because you got to think, at the time, they was thinking like, yo, Assyria got our back.
Yeah.
We finna ride on them. Not knowing that Assyria did the same thing to Northern Kingdom that America did to Puerto Rico. They chumped them. They was like, you finna keep giving us money. And if you don't give us money, we finna ride on you.
It's like Bishop brought it out yesterday in class. Assata Shakur, the great revolutionary sister that she was.
One of the last great revolutionary
Yes, we're going
sisters.
to acknowledge her greatness, and we're going to mourn her death.
That's
FBI,
right.
America, to hell with what
Cash
you say.
Patel,
We're going to give her the
Edomite.
correct honor, right? The quote she said, Bishop brought it out. I'm going to butcher it, but she said, the more your, dang, what'd she say? She said, you have to be acutely aware that you a slave. To be free, you have to be acutely aware that you are a slave. And that's what they have done to us. They have made us forget the condition and the position that we've been put in, and they gave us jobs. They let us wave the flag now. You know what I'm saying? They let us have festivals and Puerto Rican Day parades and different things to where now we like, well, it ain't that bad to be here in America and
be a slave.
It ain't that bad. Hey, real quick, give me Ecclesiastes 7:7 real quick. Come on. Because Bishop brought this out too yesterday. Bring that out. Ecclesiastes 7 and verse 7.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad.
God says you are wise when your people are oppressed and it makes you angry. So the white man's tactic of war through COINTELPRO, through fear tactics, through different cultural pressures is to make you docile, to make you less aware or even numb to the position that you're in Puerto Rico and in America. God says it's wise to be mad at the oppression. You understand? Finish that off.
And a gift.
And a what?
A gift.
A job. A position. A title. Read.
Destroyeth the heart.
It makes you forget about the state of your people. It makes you forget the history of your people. It makes you comfortable in the same land that you was brought to or that you was conquered in. We can't be like that.
That's
Go ahead.
cold. It's like in I'm gonna get you. Remember? Is it I'm gonna get you, sucker? Or
that what?
They tried to go to the revolutionary dude, and he used to be a revolutionary.
You
know what I'm talking
yeah,
about?
Yeah, I
and
know
he
what
was
you're
like,
talking about.
well, what changed, bro?
That's it.
It's like, yeah, they gave us job. You know, I went to the building one day to fight against them. I went inside, and I came out with a job. And then he had the white woman with him.
Right.
You what? He went in with he came out with a job.
Right, exactly. Last, we're going to skip down now, y'all, to definition of diplomacy. We're going to skip everything else, and we're going to go straight to definition of diplomacy.
Like, share, subscribe by USC Denver. Donate to the Booster Club.
Let's go. Let's read number 1 and number 2.
Diplomacy, noun. The art and practice of conducting negotiations between nations. 2. Skill in handling affairs without arousing hostility. Tact.
Tact. Skilled at handling affairs without arousing hostilities. So we're going to go down to examples, and we're going to read where it says the government avoided.
Examples of diplomacy in a sentence. The government avoided a war by successfully resolving the issues through diplomacy.
So they resolve issues through diplomacy, right? That now there's different types of diplomacies that we're going to go over. Read the next one, the situation.
This is a situation that calls for tactful diplomacy.
All right, now we're going to pull up the diplomacy article. Let's get that. All right, let's get the next one. Yes.
Here we go.
Let's read that.
Diplomacy.
Let's make sure we got that. Everybody, let's make sure we like, share, and subscribe. Where am I? right there? Oh. There we go. Like, share, and subscribe. All right.
All right, ready?
All right, now let's pull that up.
Diplomacy. Diplomacy is the communication by representatives of state, intergovernmental, or non-governmental institutions intended to influence events in the international system.
So diplomacy is intended to influence events. All right, read on. Diplomacy is the main instrument.
Diplomacy is the main instrument of foreign policy, which represents the broader goals and strategies that guide a state's interactions with the rest of the world. International treaties, agreements, alliances, and other manifestations of international relations are usually the result of diplomatic negotiations and processes. Diplomats may also help shape a state by advising government officials. Modern diplomatic methods, practices, and principles originated largely from 17th century European customs.
Okay, we're good there. Let's go to types of diplomacy. So this is how they use a diplomacy as as a tact. Let's read the top first, where there are a variety of diplomatic categories.
Go back to the Wikipedia.
So we're gonna pull that up and we're gonna blow that up, so we can understand the types of diplomacy and the tactics they use during diplomacies. This is what diplomats do.
Yeah.
So.
Yes. Scroll down.
So while we're trying to pull that up, where are we at? Negotiations. You're looking for types. There we go. Let's get that on the screen.
Types.
Let's go to the top first. There are you're right. You're right. Go on.
There are a variety of diplomatic categories and diplomatic strategies employed by organizations and governments to achieve their aims, each with its own advantages and disadvantages.
So they use this to achieve their aims and goals. So each to their own advantages and disadvantages. Of course, if you don't have power, right, or if you're a third world country, right, or if you're a territory, there's disadvantages for you.
Bring it out.
Let's see what appeasement means.
Appeasement. Appeasement is a policy of making concessions to an aggressor in order to avoid confrontation.
So you got to make concessions to an aggressor. So appeasement, right, is something a third world country would use, right?
That's all black people do.
Or black people.
That's all we do. That is our only diplomacy. Make this white man happy.
That's it. So we won't have to suffer any consequences.
Please don't beat me, massa.
Right. That's appeasement. You can finish it.
Appeasement is not considered a legitimate tool of modern diplomacy. The theme that appeasement in the face of tyranny never works and always leads to conflict eventually is based on historical lessons.
Okay, now you're going to look at counterinsurgency.
Counterinsurgency. Counterinsurgency diplomacy, or expeditionary diplomacy, developed by diplomats deployed to civil military stabilization efforts in Iraq and Afghanistan, employs diplomats at tactical and operational levels, outside traditional embassy environments, and often alongside military and peacekeeping forces. Counterinsurgency diplomacy may provide political environment advice to local commanders, interact with local leaders, and facilitate the governance efforts, functions, and reach of a host government.
So this is basically a tool used to overthrow governments, right? That's a form of diplomacy, believe it or not. Next is the debt trap, right? Read that one.
Debt trap. Diplomacy is carried out in a bilateral relation with a powerful lending country seeking to saddle a borrowing nation with enormous debt so as to increase its leverage over it.
There you go. They use debt, right, to increase its leverage over it.
They do that to black people too.
They do that too, right? So basically, when you see diplomats go places, they basically telling you, look, you're gonna do this or we're gonna do that.
Get down and lay down.
Who has the leverage? Get down and lay down. Let's see what the next one, economic.
Economic diplomacy is the use of aid or other types of economic policy as a means to achieve a diplomatic agenda.
So economic diplomacy is used of aid or other types of economic policies as means to achieve diplomatic agendas. So basically, if they have whatever they have set up, like any kind of factories or companies they have set up, they shut it down, right? Which caused you to lose jobs or whatever. They can also put sanctions on you and things so forth.
That goes into what Officer Jonah was bringing out with Ecclesiastes 7:7, a gift destroyeth the heart. China does that. China's big with that in Latin America and Africa right now, going in, and the Solomon Islands. Oh, God, I'm glad you brought
Bring
that
it
up.
out.
Bougainville. They're big with being like, yo, we'll pay for your roads. You just got to keep us in there for the next 100 years. That's how they get down.
Right. All right, so let's look at the next one. We're just going to read the titles now.
My favorite, gunboat.
Oh, well, you want to read that one? Go ahead and read it.
Gunboat diplomacy is the use of conspicuous displays of military power as a means of intimidation to influence others. Since it is inherently coercive, it typically lies near the edge between peace and war, and is usually exercised in the context of imperialism and hegemony. An emblematic example is the Don Pacifico incident in 1850, in which the United Kingdom blockaded the Greek port of Piraeus in retaliation for harming a British subject and the failure of the Greek government to provide him with restitution. So gunboat diplomacy is basically what America did in the early 1900s. That's what they did to Puerto Rico. They came through, they was like, all right, this is ours now, so we can put military bases in here, and you bet not act up because we'll flex on you. It's flexing. Gunboat diplomacy is flexing.
Right. Bring it out. And they do that today with, what is it called? They have military, what do they call it?
Like shows?
Military something, like display. What China just had one.
Yeah.
And, what do they call it, though?
The military display.
Yeah, military parades. They got parades.
Military parade is one. Also, they conduct military something. Demonstrations. Like, for instance, Iran and Russia conducted military demonstrations.
Drills,
military drills. Yeah, that's what they call it. Military drills. That is a form of intimidation or military power.
Yeah, they're doing that to Venezuela right now with the different boats and stuff off the coast of Venezuela. They're like, yo, we will even like you was bringing out with media being a form of bondage. Just them being like, hey, yo, we could go to war with you. Everybody know America about that life. America will drop that bomb on you. So just them being like, hey, you better be chill or we'll come through there. It's straight flexing.
Right. So some others would be they use hostages. So I want you to put it back on the screen. We're going to stroll down, put it back on the main screen. They use hostages. They use humanitarian. You know, that's how they went into Iraq. Oh, Saddam is killing his people. You know, we got to come in and save the people. Oh, Hugo Chavez is making all his people poor. His people suffering.
Muammar Gaddafi he's a dictator.
Yeah, dictator, right. So Fidel Castro, right? Yeah, they do that. They also have migration, nuclear, right? They conduct nuclear drills or whatever. Preventative. As you stroll down, you'll see public. You also see quiet. You see science. You see soft power. What's soft power? Let's read that.
Soft power, sometimes called hearts and minds diplomacy, are defined by Joseph Nye as the cultivation of relationships, respect, or even admiration from others in order to gain influence, as opposed to more coercive approaches, often and incorrectly confused with the practice of official diplomacy. Soft power refers to non-state, culturally effective factors that may predispose people to sympathize with a foreign culture based on affinity for its products, such as the American entertainment industry, schools, and music. A country's soft power can come from three resources: its culture, in places where it's attractive to others; its political values, when it lives up to them at home and abroad; and foreign policies, when they are seen as a legitimate and having moral authority. A particular example of soft power is the use of giant panda bears by China as diplomatic gift, a practice known as panda diplomacy.
Yeah.
I was going to say, that goes into what Bishop was bringing out yesterday, what King Leopold did with the missionaries in the Congo. Having the missionaries come through and making the people of the Congo believe that everything you have is not worth anything. You got to look for the kingdom of heaven to come, and you can live in the sky. Don't worry about everything that's down here. Believe in white Jesus. Trust the missionary more than your parents. That's a form of soft power diplomacy, is the way the Catholic Church and the churches, white supremacist Christianity, goes into our nation and takes our resources from us.
And this also an example. The Bible says Esau, the so-called white man, his blessing is the art of war.
Right.
And this show you that it ain't always guns blazing. He know how to war through diplomacy, through these different tactics based on how you coming. That's how he's going to approach their country in order to take over.
They're strategic.
Yeah, tactful.
Right, right. So let's pull up that next video with the first timestamp.
Words are weapons. That's what it is. Words are weapons. They don't. America, like you said, has come so far. Just the fact that they was able to drop that bomb on Hiroshima, just the mere mention of America rolling on you, because they've done it for so long. They did it in Vietnam. They did it in Korea, Iraq, Afghanistan. Just the mere thought that they might come and roll on you is to get you scared.
All right, let's play that first video at the first timestamp. This is our examples of failed diplomacy. What could happen if you don't have leverage? We're going to kind of see. Yeah. Play on.
Military. But after World War II, this is where we really see America get involved with the working of Puerto Rico's economy. Up until this point, it had primarily been used as a cheap place to grow and export sugar, and almost half of their jobs on the island were based in agriculture. Despite being immensely profitable to this point, living conditions were still some of the worst in the Caribbean because of this, and US policymakers decided that something needed to be done. I mean, yes, it would be good to give people better living conditions, but also when people live better, they are less likely to try and overthrow you from power. And what they did was something called Operation Bootstrap. Essentially, this was a series of policies designed to turn Puerto Rico from an agricultural to an industrial economy.
Now they want to change Puerto Rico from an agriculture to an industrial economy. Because what now? Because America has built itself up now to be an industrial powerhouse off the backs of slavery, right? So now they're going to build up Puerto Rico to be an industrial economy.
Bring it out.
They're basically going to ship factories over there, right? They're going to shift all type of machinery over there, and they're going to provide jobs for the people for cheap labor now. So it's moving from an agricultural economy to an industrial economy. Play on.
In some ways, it's still going on to this day, but with a catch. You see, instead of the benefit going to Puerto Ricans, these policies were designed to benefit wealthy business owners of American companies. So how did it work? Companies which moved to Puerto Rico would gain a number of tax advantages and also receive subsidies. And this, combined with an abundance of English-speaking, educated workers whose costs were much cheaper than mainland America, meant that many manufacturers started to flock to Puerto Rico to set up factories. Despite what was to come later, this initially boosted the island's
Play on.
economy, and from 1950 to 1980, Puerto Rico's per capita gross national product grew by nearly tenfold, and disposable income and educational attainment rose. And while income levels were lower than those on the mainland, they were significantly higher than in the rest of the Caribbean.
So though it was low, it was worth nothing, they made much more, the people of Puerto Rico made much more money than the other people in the Caribbean on the other.
The hell
islands.
is this?
So they felt like they was doing something. They felt like, okay, we good. We making money, more money from 4 cents than we was making 4 cents. They may be making 50 cents now.
Even though the U.S. companies was still getting
billions,
the bulk of the profit, right?
And yeah, they were still taxing them to put the equipment over there,
right?
stuff like that.
Right,
So if they had oil, they'll put an oil refinery there. They had to tax them, but America got 100%. So such things. So that's how they was getting more in debt. But play on.
All of this was another PR win for America, as they could brand Puerto Rico as a successful capitalist and democratic counterpoint to communist Cuba. This capitulates America's involvement well. While some benefit was passed to the citizens, it was mainly designed to benefit US companies, and much of the economic benefit of these policies didn't reach Puerto Ricans. The economic boom was also unsustainable, relying heavily on protective policies sheltering the island from the rest of the world.
See that?
Also
it's
not
basically a blockade around the island. It sheltered them from the rest of the world. They basically couldn't trade with nobody to do anything. So they became 100% dependent. Play on.
Allowing Puerto Rico to build up its own industries. So when these protections diminished in the 1970s, Puerto Rico lost its competitive edge. But the US recognized this.
They lost their competitive edge when the U.S. decided to take away everything because of diplomacy. They couldn't reach an agreement or something. I guess Puerto Rico, they had an economic boom with all the factories. They must have asked for more, right, through their diplomats. And the U.S. said, no, we can just take everything away and just make you a whole poor country again.
Bring it out.
Right? Let's get the second timestamp.
That's crazy. You make me a poor country, but I got all the resources. How you make me a poor country? I got the resources. Huh? That don't make a lick of sense.
What perhaps made all of this worse is that Puerto Rico's economy, and by design, many of the jobs of its citizens, were allowed to grow with a critical flaw. That is, a dependency on the US and its policies. This
the
meant
U.S.
that any change
and its policies, right? So you couldn't go against the policy whether you liked it or not. Play on.
changes to the laws which made it favorable to operate in Puerto Rico would be devastating, as the island had very few companies and employers of its own. And this is a disaster which would start to turn to reality in 1996, when the Clinton administration decided to revoke the act across a 10-year period. By 2006, the federal policies that had supported the Puerto Rican economy, high external tariffs, oil import quotas, and tax-free repatriation of offshore profits were all gone. And what happened next was devastating.
They took away everything. Play on.
On an unprecedented scale, investment and companies began to pull out of Puerto Rico.
Pulled out all the
companies. To make matters
companies.
worse, just 2 years later, the real estate bubble burst, which caused Puerto Rico's economy to collapse. The island was already in a bad way, and once again, its status as a US dependency made things worse. As it wasn't a state, it could not file for bankruptcy protection. As it was not a country either, it couldn't contact an institution like the IMF for a bailout.
So they wasn't a state or a country, and they couldn't get no help.
So that's basically Puerto Rico is in an abusive relationship with America. I hate it. That's like it's like a woman and she dating a dude and the dude beating her up, but he got control over her money and she can't call the police or go to nobody. That's essentially
You basically have, it's like kidnapping somebody and putting them in a basement and they have no rights, no nothing.
In their own house.
In their own house.
But then you take the name off their deed and they can't do nothing about it.
Can't do nothing.
Take their social security card and everything.
Everything, right? There's no law where you have them. Right? She can run outside. Somebody can see her, but she still won't get help.
What's even worse is it's like America got her outside. Everybody see it, but don't nobody say nothing.
It's like the time where we were human zoos.
Damn.
So Puerto Rico is not only a slave state, but it's one giant human zoo.
Exactly.
Message.
With no rights. Play on.
Message.
Instead, they had to deal with it themselves and implemented austerity measures which have cut jobs and led to a decline in public services. You see, unlike most other states, Puerto Rico never sustained a strong economy on the back of manufacturing or producing goods. So when its main competitive advantages were taken away, a crisis ensued. This has taken shape in three main ways: job losses, brain drain, and public
Stop right
debt.
there. Brain drain. We all know what that means, right? So when you look up brain drain,
Bring
it's
it out.
the immigration of highly trained or intelligent people from a particular country. So they're highly trained and intelligent people in the different fields left the country.
That goes back to Pedro Campos and Geraldo Rivera. If I leave the smart people in the country, then you're going to want to fight for independence.
Right.
So if I take them out and give them the American dream, they will not fight for the common folk.
Man, that's heavy. Job losses and also more public debt. Play on. Okay, that's the end of that timestamp. Let's get geopolitics. We're going to just read that real quick, the top. Geopolitics.
It's like a big reservation, Puerto Rico.
100%.
Right? Isolated from everything, dependency from the government.
And the white man stealing all your resources and you can't do nothing about it.
Right. It just shows you the power that this man have and how he's able to use diplomacy, foreign policy, geopolitics, soft power, hard power. It just shows you how he's able to use all these different things to maintain his power and control.
Bring it out.
Read that, and then we can pull out scripture. Read this. Let's read geopolitics, just the context of geopolitics to see what it is actually.
So the gray area?
Geopolitical context refers to.
Okay. Geopolitical context refers to the interplay of political power and geographical arrangements, include boundaries, coalitions, and resource distribution, which influence the decisions of political and social leaders.
It influenced the decisions of what now?
Of political and social leaders.
So these are the leaders of the powers, and also these are the leaders of the people that are impoverished, right? So all this stuff influenced the leaders' decisions. So you have superpowers who want to take more advantage, and then you have the local leaders,
the revolutionary
leaders, right? Who look at the overall consequence of not falling in line under this power.
Bring it out.
So they have to make a decision based on I guess they make a decision based on the level of influence they have.
Right.
I mean, which is not much.
Because depending on the resources is depending on what the white man's going to come and take from you. But depending on what resources they're taking from you is how hard that person who's wise enough to fight against oppression is going to fight for their people.
Right. So the leverage they have, that's what I mean. So a lot of times the local leaders don't have any leverage.
To this day.
Is that all? Did you read it all?
It encompasses the ways in which geographical factors shape statecraft and international relations, particularly in relation to cultural and religious dynamics.
Okay, so now let's look up. Let's look at statecraft. Well, hold up before you pull up statecraft. Let's pull up the other geographical factors, because they talked about geographical factors. We're just going to read, when you pull up geographical factors, you're going to read that first part. Let's read the meaning of that.
Geographical factors meaning. Geographical factors denote the natural physical characteristics of a specific region, encompassing its climate, topography, hydrology, geology, and biotic communities. These elements fundamentally shape environmental conditions and resource availability. In the context of sustainability, these factors critically influence ecological resilience, human settlement patterns, and the potential for long-term resource management. They also determine vulnerability to environmental changes and the feasibility of various sustainable practices. Recognizing these inherent attributes is essential for informed decision-making concerning land use and resource allocation.
Bring it out.
Okay. I think that's all we want on that. You got something on that?
I'm going to wait.
Okay. So now we're going to pull up statecraft because we want to see what that is. That mean as well.
Statecraft. Noun. The skillful management of state affairs.
The skillful management of state affairs. That's what statecraft is. The skillful management of state affairs, which is known as statesmanship. Right? So you're managing state or government affairs, territory affairs.
How you use your resources, where things are going to be stationed at, how you use industry in order to take those resources. How do you make sure that it doesn't destroy the land that you're living on?
Right.
These things of that nature.
Right. How you influence the culture there. Right. How do you change your identity? Right. How do you get the people on one accord with your philosophy?
Independence versus dependence on another country.
Yeah.
The sovereignty versus subordinate. What was the word? But there was
subordinate political power.
Subordinate political power. I see what you're doing here. Okay, I see you. Come on.
So now
I pulled this scripture.
You said you got bring out scripture.
Please, give me Deuteronomy 33 and 13. Let's go. I'm sorry. Everything you're pulling is making my brain move, and it's like, oh man. Let's go. Watch this, because the blessing of Ephraim and Manasseh is right here, and it's going with everything that Officer Don is bringing out about how the U.S. comes in and takes the resources that are on Puerto Rico, or the rich port, the island full of resources, and the way that just Ephraim and Manasseh move. Because when you think about it, America took Puerto Rico to be a strategic point, and it ended up being a strategic point against the USSR, which is Russia, or the communists, when the communists took Cuba, which is the tribe of Manasseh. So you're looking at these two islands as strategic points going into statecraft, like Officer Adon's bringing out. Read that real quick. You're going to have to read quickly, though.
Deuteronomy 33 and verse 13. Let's go. And of Joseph he said.
Joseph is Ephraim and Manasseh, you so-called Puerto Ricans and Cubans. Go ahead.
Blessed of the Lord be his land.
Meaning he has great land. Puerto Rico, as we're reading, has all these different great resources, which the Spanish and the United States came in and monopolized. Read.
For the precious things of heaven, for the dew, and for the deep that coucheth beneath.
Read.
And for the precious fruits brought forth by the sun.
Come on.
And for the precious things put forth by the moon.
Those are going into the different fruits and the different resources. Go ahead. Like sugar. Go ahead.
And for the chief things of the ancient mountains.
That's going into the different minerals that are on Puerto Rico. Go ahead.
And for the precious things of the lasting hills.
Come on.
And for the precious things of the earth.
The precious things of the earth is also going into the oil, which the United States came and put refineries on Puerto Rico to take out and monopolize their resources. Read.
And fullness thereof. And for the goodwill of him that dwelt in the bush.
Read.
Let the blessing come upon the head of Joseph.
So we know that Ephraim and Manasseh, which are Joseph, Puerto Ricans and Cubans, on their islands, they have all these good resources. Read.
And upon the top of the head of him that was separated from his brethren.
Separated from his brother. We just saw in that video how America basically made it so that Puerto Rico has been separated from the world so that nobody can help them. Read.
His glory is like the first link of his bullock, and his horns are like the horns of unicorns. With them he shall push the people together to the ends of the earth.
Meaning, when the Northern Kingdom came over here, Ephraim has been that leader that allowed them to spread all throughout the world. But if we look at it today, you have people like Deacon Joshua, who is from the tribe of Ephraim. When we look at things like statecraft, when you watch the way he handles business, the Lord's business, how he goes about his classes, you can tell that that's like Joseph back on the earth. That's a man who was about statecraft and organized nationhood. So you can see right there the tribe of Ephraim and the tribe of Manasseh and how that's working out in the world right now. I'm sorry, that's just what you was bringing out. That made me think about this scripture right here. That's why we ain't got time for no black Hebrew Israelite in the comments talking about Puerto Ricans ain't the tribe of Ephraim of the Northern Kingdom. Shut up.
Hit the bomb.
No, we good.
All right. Powerful scripture.
I'm sorry. That's how what you was bringing. I was like, oh, that's right.
That's a
So next, we're going to look at
precept.
how the U.S. is moving in. I think they're moving in naval. Their Navy is deployed in Puerto Rico. Let's look at that now. Let's play that video. We're going to play like the first 35 seconds. We just want to see how they're moving in Puerto Rico. This is one of the assets that they achieved by conquering this land. Play that. Okay, now we're gonna play the next video about.
Damn,
yeah,
I was gonna say, so because of the beef with Venezuela, they putting pressure on Puerto Rico too.
Well, no, they just setting up. They already got military bases there. Remember, they used it as a strategic.
So they can't give them no rights or access to anything, but they can use their land in order to fight wars. Gotcha.
Set up their navy there.
Sounds about white.
Somewhere on the south of Puerto Rico or somewhere over there. Let's pull up the next video. Is about how Puerto Ricans, so-called Puerto Ricans, which is from the tribe of Ephraim, want their independence. Play that.
Next month will mark 127 years of colonial rule over Puerto Rico by the United States. That is longer than British colonial rule over India, longer than French rule over the Ivory Coast, Mali, and Tunisia, and more than twice as long as the Belgian rule over the Congo. This committee has rightfully recognized Puerto Rico's right to independence every single year, but that is clearly not enough because Puerto Rico remains a colony. And by neglecting Puerto Rico's decolonization and denying us self-determination, the United States makes a mockery of this institution.
All right, y'all got something? If not, I'm going in.
Yeah, give me Hosea. Give me Hosea chapter 12 and verse 1.
Let's go.
So what you got to understand is you so-called Puerto Ricans, you are Israelites from the tribe of Ephraim. You're not Puerto Rican. You are not a rich Puertan. That's not real. And there is no getting any independence or sovereignty from the white man. That doesn't exist. The only way to get independence and sovereignty is through keeping the commandments and the faith in Jesus Christ, the black Messiah. Go ahead, read that.
12 and 1?
Yes, sir.
Hosea chapter 12 and verse 1.
Let's go.
Ephraim feedeth on wind, and followeth after the east wind. He daily increaseth lies and desolation.
So as you try to get into their politics or go after their religion or try to join hand in hand with them, you are making yourself to fall. Go ahead.
And they do make a covenant with the Assyrians.
Meaning you can't make no friendship or no league or no agreement with this white man.
Bring it out.
It's only going to destroy you, read.
And oil is carried into Egypt.
Jump to verse 14. Or chapter 14 and 1.
Hosea chapter 14 verse 1.
Let's go.
O Israel.
Oh, you so-called Hispanics, you so-called Puerto Ricans.
Come on.
Read.
Return unto the Lord thy God.
You have to return back to your true nationality. You have to return back to keeping God's commandments. Read.
For thou hast fallen by thine iniquity.
America and Spain were allowed to conquer and colonize us because of our sins.
Right.
So the only way to get out of this situation is to keep God's commandments.
That's right.
That's right.
Isaiah 30:12. Laying back off that. Flipping.
I am flipping.
Yeah.
7 seconds. Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 12.
Bring it out.
Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word.
What our people don't understand is you so-called Puerto Ricans, you Ephraim, according to the Bible, y'all despise the word of God. Go ahead.
Because ye despise this word and trust in oppression.
We despise the black Messiah. We despise this Bible and we trust the white man. How do we trust the white man? Politicking with him. Agreeing with his diplomacy, right? What are you saying, Bulldogs? We don't do diplomacy. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
And perverseness and stay thereon.
Right, and we saying that. We love America flexing their diplomacy. We love America giving us some crumbs so we think we're a part of them now. You so-called Puerto Ricans, y'all still enslaved. You may have got some breadcrumbs to downgrade your people, to stop them from revolting. And you think you good now, but no, you're staying in that same oppression. Go ahead.
Therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant.
That means you're going to be destroyed. When Christ comes back, if you sitting there having fun, politicking, doing all this democracy with the white man, Christ is going to kill you. Your head is going to roll and burn. So we got to repent. The only thing we should trust in is the black Messiah, Jesus the Christ, and keeping the commandments. That's the only way out.
That's right.
All right, let's keep it going. Hey, give me Judith. Give me Judith, chapter 9. Judith, chapter 9, verse 11. All right. Come on. One thing to note is that revolutionary spirit is coming back on the earth, but we doing it biblical.
That's right.
We doing it as the 12 tribes of Israel instead of tribe by tribe, separate. Right? Read that. Verse 11.
Judith chapter 9 and verse 11.
Let's go.
For thy power standeth not in multitude, nor thy might in strong men.
We not concerned with numbers. We not concerned with guns. You understand? Weapons. Boy. Like the brothers started packing weapons and trying to fight the U.S. government by weapons. That's not going to work. While we understand they anger, they frustration, the fight is not carnal, right? Read.
For thou art a God of the afflicted.
We got to understand, you so-called Puerto Ricans, so-called Hispanics, we got the God of the Bible on our side. We got the God of Israel on our side. He's the God of us and nobody else. It said he's a God of the afflicted. Ain't nobody more afflicted than the 12 tribes of Israel. And the history is proof. Read.
And helper of the oppressed.
God is gonna help our people. It says he's a helper of the oppressed. We are the same people decade after decade being crushed by this man physically, mentally, politically. And we march, we cry.
Come on.
But there's no answers, there's no justice. God is the answer. Keeping God's commandments. He gonna fight for us. Come on.
An upholder of the weak.
Upholder of the weak. We are the weak. We have no power. Like we was going into. Puerto Rico is basically a damn reservation in the middle of nothing. No help, nothing. God is our help. Come on.
A protector of the forlorn.
God is going to protect forlorn going into sad, lonely. Come on.
A savior of them that are without hope.
That's the message. The black Messiah is coming to save us, but we have to repent of our sins and keep God's commandments.
That's right. Hit the bomb.
All right. So,
come on, brother.
You got something?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can I get Hosea 5 and 15?
The book of Hosea, chapter 5 and verse 15.
Let's go.
I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense.
This is what happened. You was conquered by the Spaniards. But because we was breaking God's laws, we was not saved. Then America came and conquered us again. You so-called Puerto Ricans, you from the tribe of Ephraim, from the nation of Israel.
That's right.
Read.
And seek my face.
Until we don't stop sinning and keeping God's laws and go back to be as an Israelites and repent and stop loving white Jesus and the black Messiah is the only one who's going to save you. No one else. Read.
In their affliction, they will seek me early.
Now we're getting afflicted. Now you don't have no power, no might. You can bow, but you don't have no voice. You can't say anything. You oppressed by the white man.
You said they could vote?
Well, who?
They can vote for Donald Trump, but Donald Trump can do nothing for you.
That's right.
Hey.
For who? Mike Jones.
Let's get the book of Psalms, chapter 140 and verse 1.
Let's go. Bring it out.
The book of Psalms, chapter 140 and verse 1.
Let's go.
Deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man.
The evil man, which is the so-called white man, read.
Preserve me from the violent man.
The violent man is the so-called white man, read.
Which imagine mischiefs in their heart.
He imagined mischief, all type of wicked thing in his heart, read.
Which imagine mischief in their heart. Continually are they gathered together for war.
Continually they are gathered together for war. They got different tactics, different ways of war, right? His heart is his mind. He constantly thinking of ways, right, to oppress and suppress you. Ways of war to keep you down. Read.
They have sharpened their tongues like a serpent.
They're sharpening their what?
Their tongues like a serpent.
They're sharpening their tongues. Their tongues are not just the tongues in their mouth, but it's their media, right? It's their social media, right? It's their internet. It's their television. It's their radios. Read.
Adder's poison is under their lips.
They add poison to it. Read.
Selah.
Read.
Keep me, O Lord, from the hands of the wicked.
Read.
Preserve me from the violent man.
Keep me, protect me. Read.
Who have purposed to overthrow my goings.
Who purposely to continue to overthrow us, to keep us at a down state, right? To keep us oppressed, to keep us dependent on them. Read.
The proud have hit a snare for me and cords.
They hit a snare. It's like a net, like where you trap birds and animals, right? They hit a trap for us. Read.
They have spread a net by the wayside.
They spread a net. What happens when you enter a net? You get trapped inside of the net. It's like when you're catching fishes. Right? Read.
They have set gins for me. Selah. I said unto the Lord, Thou art my God.
The Lord is my God, the Black Messiah. Read.
Hear the voice of my supplications,
Hear
O Lord.
my prayers, God. Hear our prayers. Read.
O God the Lord, the strength of my salvation.
You are the strength of my salvation. You are the strength of our salvation. Read.
Thou hast covered my head in the day of battle.
You protect us in the day of battle. Read.
Grant not, O Lord, the desires of the wicked.
Lord, we pray that you don't grant the desires of the wicked, which desire to destroy us physically and mentally. Read.
Further not his wicked device.
Don't further their wicked devices. Put a stop to it. Read.
Lest they exalt themselves. Selah.
Lest they exalt themselves more. Read.
As for the head of those that compass me about, let the mischief of their own lips cover them.
Let their own wickedness be brought back onto them.
Yeah.
Let them get caught in their own trap. Read.
Yeah.
Let burning coals fall upon them. Let them be cast into the fire, into deep pits, that they rise not up again.
Let their own destruction fall on their own head, that they're not rise again. Read.
Let not an evil speaker be established in the earth.
Don't let it be established in the earth, dear Lord, we pray. Read.
Evil shall hunt the violent man to overthrow him.
Evil shall overthrow the violent man. Read.
I know that the Lord will maintain the cause of the afflicted.
The Lord will maintain our cause, right? Because we are the repentant. We have to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments of God. Then he will maintain our cause in 1 Kings. Let's get it. 1 Kings.
Let's go.
1 Kings.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's get 1 Kings.
You want verse 46?
Yeah, I want to get where he will maintain our cause.
Verse 48. The book of 1 Kings, chapter...
Well, let's read. Start at 48, right? I think.
Sir. The book of 1 Kings, chapter 8 and verse 48.
Bring it out.
And so return unto thee with all their heart and with all their soul.
How do you return to the Lord? Is by repenting. Read.
And with all their soul in the land of their enemies.
Where?
in the land of their enemies.
We are now in the land of our enemies where we have to return to the Lord. Read.
Which led them away captive.
They led us away captive. Read.
And pray unto thee toward their land.
We have to pray towards our land, which is what? Jerusalem. Read.
Which thou gavest unto their fathers. The city which thou hast chosen.
He has chosen Jerusalem. Read.
And the house which I have built for thy name.
Read on.
Then hear thou their prayer. And
then he will hear our prayers. Read.
And their supplication in heaven thy dwelling place. And maintain their cause.
And what?
And maintain their cause.
He will maintain our cause. Let's go back to Psalms. Chapter 140. In verse. Where we at now?
The book of Psalms, chapter 140 and verse 12. Come on. I know that the Lord will maintain the cause of the afflicted.
He will maintain our cause. What? If we turn back to God. We pray to our homeland. We repent. Then he will maintain our cause. Read.
And the right of the poor.
And the right of the poor, because we are the poor. We are the downtrodden. We are the afflicted. We are the exploited. Read.
Surely the righteous shall give thanks unto thy name.
We are the righteous. We shall give thanks to the Lord. Read.
The upright shall dwell in thy presence.
We shall dwell in the Lord's presence.
That's right.
Hasadiah?
So if you want to dwell in the Lord's presence, we have a school near you, 9034 East Easter Place. We're here every Sabbath. Come join us. Or you can go to israelunite.org, find a school near you. Subscribe to IUIC Denver in the classroom. Subscribe to IUIC TV. We have classes 3 times a day, 7 days a week. For free.
That's
Donate
right.
to the Booster Club. Where I'm is. Boom, right here. Donate to the Booster Club so we can continue to send the prophets all around the world to wake up the 12 tribes of Israel. And we got a commercial for you. Hit it. You gotta, there we go. I'm gonna wait till you do it. There we go, do it.
Everybody knows we going on right. We on the road. Everybody knows. Now tell me you know it. We be on the road, can't stop the work.
So yeah, we are always striving to provide the best experience for our customers. That's why we value your feedback. Don't be shy. Send in your reviews to help us provide the best quality and stylish products. OriginalRoyalty.com. Go ahead, pull that up. Yes, take your phones out, scan the QR code, and follow Original Royalty on all platforms to stay updated with our latest drops, y'all. So go ahead, take your phones out, scan the QR code. Go buy you some, get you a shirt, some hoodies. Go get you some beard oil stuff. Buy you another Apocrypha. You know yours is torn up. The cover falling off.
Damn.
You know it is. I'm not talking about you, but I am talking about you. Get you another Apocrypha.
This is a war Apocrypha.
They can't see that. He's not putting you on the screen.
That's okay.
What you got, Jay?
Shout out to the B&T team. We got Officer Amar. And what's his name? Soldier DJ, what?
Easy Z.
Easy Z.
Easy, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Got Naboff and Nate.
Yeah.
Nate is ours film from a live studio
Yeah.
audience.
Yeah.
Shout out the audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
What is it, 12 a.m.? Yeah. They still rocking with us?
It's 2 a.m. on the East Coast. If you're up on the East Coast, you're gangster.
Yeah. Back to you, Officer Don.
Hey, shout out to our bishop, deacons, and captains.
That's right.
All praise to the Most High, making all this possible. Hey, we getting it in. We brought it out tonight. We hope everybody take heed, look at the history of things, and repent. You Puerto Ricans, repent. Realize you from the tribe of Ephraim. I'm Officer Dunn, and to my right,
Officer Hasadiah.
Officer Jair.
Officer Jonah.
Officer Jakanan.
and we have been the Natives Hour, home of the 10 tribes.
Wake up! Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
Hickory dickory, I know you sick of me, but you a guy's enemy. If you live wickedly, don't be an idiot. Follow for trickery, Mosa has had enough. Call all the deacons up, and all of the captains, it's time to get active. We never reactive, we swing into action, cause you're running out of time. Yeah, you're running out of time. Yeah, don't be tripping up, gotta keep it up, cause you're running out of time. Take time, take time.
Hickory dickory dock. The lamb, you started the clock. 2/3 gonna drop. Purple gold make them stop. Purple gold make them watch. We gon' rise to the top. We the guys, we don't flop. Top stop for the flock. Same place they took us. Same place they booked us. Colombia, we docking. Cologne, yeah, we mocking. Hit a tick cause it's talking. If you feeling me, just hit us up. If you Israel, keep looking up. We cut you up, then we build you up.
Sick of me, but you a guy's enemy. If you live wickedly, don't be an idiot. Follow for trickery.